Say they are them that keep the commandments, cause them have the right to the tree of life and can go through the gate into the city. Cause without, them a dog.
Thy kingdom come is told Meg, so obey the Mosaic, nigga, that's great. Like the captivity when holy Moses stole the locust, scoliosis, get back crazy. Christ the living water, free to wave, will behave. I need a slave, Mr. Passways. He just laughed and said, nigga, it ain't over till then seen a higher choir full of fat ladies. Hamashiach birth was perfect, he don't act shady. Spirit dope from the womb like a crack baby. We Christ followers, let America meet the black Navy. And watch this privileged Christian cracker like black slaves. Israelites, bitch, we humongous. Wise Q and Q the cucumber. I prep twice, my mind 2 bunkers. Voice of choice to the newcomers. My Micah Myers, I need blue jumpers. 300 kosher soldiers, Leonidas. Awards ready, Gideon Titus. No being nice, a knife to Dionysus. My law heathens, I quit being biased. The key to tree of life is being pious.
You loudmouth bitches barking at the dog whisperer. You will catch these paws in the name of the living word. I don't pump fake, I'm a pivot around this perimeter. They bite the jab step, whole time I'm checking your temperature. I can minister this literature in a verse into integers. All the babes in the truth weaned off the milk, get a quench of thirst. We are holy people, that's set apart like a room full of introverts. I guarantee you have never heard that up in your church. You see this woolly hair, plus my feet the color of brass. I'm just here to prophesy, my foot going up your ass. I'm smirk, while others chuckle, I'm glad I can make you laugh. Come on and sign a death row, all I need is your autograph. I got a stick in my hand like I'm ready to play fetch. You brag about your hands, but there's nothing you can't catch. I'm a landlord, no dog trying this complex. Been stepping on shit, can't keep my feet off next.
Yeah man, tell them boy I say, yo, you know hear me chain? Yo, hold my glasses, let me talk to them boy, yo. You sitting at the kingdom. You know see my mansion right there, so. You know see my car. Yeah man, you know see it there, you know? Yo, Christian Corey. Now look on them now. Them outside of the gate and them can't come in. But eat everlasting fruit. No more pain, no more hunger. Just
like a lot. It's a big deal to me though. In time.
I came to the conclusion. Alright man, what you think? Talk to me. There's nothing we can fix in this world. Yo, it's clear if you read this Bible, man. Man, when Christ coming back? You know? Hey, I'ma wait. I'ma sit right here. No, for real. Yeah, I'ma wait. I'm sitting here. Struggle real cause I'm new and it's true. Had to change my ways and the things that I do. The world start tripping when you start wearing fringes. Your friends go missing and your fam won't listen. They say that I changed cause I'm doing things different. Instead of following the pastor, prefer to follow scriptures. Tired of being attentive to opinions. If you insert into the word, you are sinning. Telling me how this world works with no chapter or verse. I done did bad, I ain't trying to do worse. But sir, you can do whatever you like. I prefer to follow these books and wait on Christ. And it's a battle each day. Gotta read his word and do what it say. Make sure I don't sin. Matthew 24:13 and do it to the end. I pray that my family's great. Be in one accord with his word one day. Until you come back to this place, I'm gonna spread your word and do it and wait. And wait, yeah, do it and wait, and do it and wait, yeah, do it and wait, and do it and wait, 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 yeah. And I ain't doing things my way. I'ma wait like a line on Black Friday, or like a cashier when it's closing time. I like the last day in the voting line. Technology's so advanced, but we so behind. Closed off to people with an open mind. I can read red letter and they say I'm lying. I know it's bad, but at times I get tired of trying. I be trying to force them to see in reality. Just the past year they was me. But the best way to help them understand it, seeing my actions, following these commandments. It's a battle each day. Gotta read his word and do what it say. Make sure I don't sin. Matthew 24:13 and do it to the end. I pray that my family's great. yeah. Be in one accord with his word one day. Until you come back to this place, I'm gonna spread your word and do it and wait, yeah. Do it and wait, do it and wait, yeah. Do it and wait, and do it and wait, do it and wait, do it and wait, do it and wait, do it and wait.
Palace, yeah. What you cooking?
Yeah. This one probably got the angel jamming in the chairs. Yeah. You call him Jesus, I call him Yahweh Shah. It don't come from the script, it's hella Yaliyah. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Big Jews in the name and they scared of it. Break bread with the heathen, I'd rather not. China want war, Russia want war. Babylon, see your time is running out. Yeah, I done read Isaiah, Jeremiah, Daniel. I feel like I'ma see the King David. I've been cursed since birth, hung with the wrong niggas, uncircumcised. I ate from the wrong table. Was confused before, ain't read the script, and you could tell I swore it was all fake. Till I realized how history disappeared. It was coded by a world that won't save you. Yahweh gon' make sure we get it. Lord willing, I get it. Lord willing, I see the day. That's why I ain't trimming on my beard, just trimming on these beards with these fringes on my waist. I don't care about images, just care about building up endurance through my faith. I don't care about images, I just care about building up endurance through my faith. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. I am thine, save me. I am thine, save me. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. I am thine, save me. I am thine, save me.
I will never forget thy precepts, oh no, no. Oh no. Most High willing, I keep that frame of thought. And that's most High willing. Everyday battling flesh, getting ready for the war. That's why I gotta repent, pray fast, move on. I am thine, save me, because thine enemies make a tumult, planning schemes. That's why the world waxing weak, gave up the world and the we to serve the Lord as my King. We got the faith, yeah, we believe. Sooner than later, you gon' see. Every eye shall see, every knee shall bow. Wow, that's power. If you fit the curses in Deuteronomy well, that power is ours. Time is running out if you ain't on the boat like the days of Noah. 2 Peter 3 and 6, go 2-7. Work out your salvation, your favorite trip. Gave me the precepts, I pray that I live by them. Running this race, pray I'm enduring to the end. Pray I'm enduring to the end. Work out your salvation, your favorite trip. Gave me the precepts, I pray that I live by them. Running this race, pray I'm enduring to the end. Pray I'm enduring to the end.
Hey, shalom, shalom, yasha Allah, Yahweh Bashem, Yasha Barakatam. Yahweh here coming with the verse of the day. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse number 1. It says, love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. What is this righteousness, right? It's telling you to love righteousness. First of all, let's establish that. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he has commanded us. The righteousness is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, all the law, statutes, and commandments, right? So it's telling you that there be judges, right? The saints who are the judges of the earth, right? To love righteousness, right? And seek the Most High with the simplicity of heart, right? With all your heart, right? So focus on him, all right? Kwam Yasha.
Shalom, shalom. This is Jonathan from the Anointed House of Saints. I'm about to bring you the Bible verse of the day. I want to ask y'all a question, man. If we looking at this situation that's going on in Israel and Palestine right now, we might be tempted to ask ourselves, why are these people fighting? right? Why is it that the people that's supposed to be the people of the Most High God, this supposed to be their land given to them by the Most High God, why they've been fighting with a certain group of people for 50, 60 years, right? Well, I'm going to show you that they can't be the people according to biblical prophecy. Let's read this. This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 15. The Lord hath taken away thy judgments. He has cast out thine enemy. The King of Israel, even the Lord, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. Hey, if you was really the people of the Most High God and you was supposed to be in that land, he said he was going to cast out your enemy and you would see evil no more. Somebody got to answer that question. Shalom.
Soldier Khazar, coming at you with the verse of the day. So check it out. We're going to start at 2nd Ezra chapter 3. We're going to start at 17. Verse 20 is the point to meditate on. And it reads, you rescued the descendants of Jacob from Egypt and led them to Mount Sinai. There you bent down the skies, shook the earth, moved the world, made the waters beneath the earth tremble, and brought disorder to the universe. The dazzling light of your presence passed through the four gates of fire, earthquake, wind, and frost in order to give the law and commandments to Jacob's descendants, the people of Israel. The point, yet you did not remove their evil impulse, but left the law to guide their lives. Point being, we got to keep the law to guide us. No matter what we do, everything circles back to the law. Whether it be treating your brother right, treating your wife right, treating yourself right, everything goes back to the law. Getting in good graces with the Most High, pleasing the Most High, loving the Most High, goes back to the law. Repent, keep the law. Kwame Yashara.
AHOS.
Brother Jonathan got bars, man. He got bars. But he always making slow music, man. Wanna pray to his music and meditate. He can't get hype, man. Sometimes I wanna get hype for the Lord. Come on, man.
Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, keeping them close. Man, we got fringes and seats on the clothes. Me and my brothers ain't sleeping, we reading the secrets. The deepest you've been is the ocean. Now we been swimming in waters that's deeper than rivers to Jordan. We creeping up on them. It's the 14th of the month. Bone Thugs one day late for the show. Oh, ain't never been out ever since Red Man, Red Pen Pals. You too late, you let them in now. We like veterans, niggas us power. These secrets only come through steady, no regrets. We walk through water like Jesus. We raising the dead, you see this. Look at this evening pose. Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post.
We holding posts, chopping the doctors, they ain't coming close. They had the three strikes like I wanted Franco. We're Rochelle toast, wisdom is better than silver and gold. This water is knocking down wicked Pharaoh. Can't swim through the sea, man, that fan was too slow. Pharaoh was sober-minded, think he can and go. Escape on a starry night, Victor Van Gogh. Living good unchained like Quincy Django. Shoppers down in the hood, now they wanna tango. Death angels coming close, so watch your back, bro. Watch your back, bro. We gonna that land, we gon' eat that. That better herb, we gon' eat that. Doing this till you how I come and see that. We that. Oh.
Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post. The Pesach and Nissan, we found faith in Misraim. We got to be strong. Walking through water, pray we don't sing. Strapped up, boots tight. Walking up right, boy, we don't lean. Walking up right, boy, we don't lean. Walking up right, boy, we don't lean. Walking up right, boy, we don't lean.
but we don't lean. Walking the right, we see that. Blood on the post. 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 Blood on the post.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome back to another Milk Mondays. I am Officer Knock. I am with the Anointed House of Saints, as you all know. Captain will be joining us shortly. But before we get started, before we get out the title for today's class or for tonight's class, I want to give honor and glory and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shai. I want to thank everyone, as always, for being diligent, being here in class, trying to learn our heritage and our culture, right? So that we can teach our people, so we can come back to reigning and ruling the earth as God intended us for us to do. 1 second here, 1 second. Okay. But tonight's class is titled, I think it's going to be a pretty good one, or at least informative, right? It's titled "The Khazars and the Ashkenazi Converted to Judaism." The so-called they wish, I'll say it that way, who were converted, right? Back during the time of King Bulan, right? But we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to give some, I think Cap has a few videos that he's going to display. We're going to go over and give a few precepts and break down what this actually means about the Khazars. Who are the Khazars? Who are the Ashkenazi, right? That converted to this Judaism. Who are they today, right? Most people know, but we're going to bring that out. All right. But before we get that going, let me go ahead and bring out some announcements, as I usually always do. I want to pull this up real quick. This is our calendar, right? Our feast day calendar 2025. We got a new moon coming up, right? Our next new moon will be coming around, I believe, next week. It'll be the 12th moon, right? February 27th. We will be having classes for that day. So prepare for that, of course, right? I'm not sure. I'm sure they'll be coming from the school, or either from one of the other brothers, one of the captains or officers, bringing out a lesson for that day, because it is a new moon day that we are supposed to keep. It's a Sabbath, right? Also, we have coming up right around the corner, we have our 2025 Anointed House of Saints will be having our Passover in Atlanta, Georgia again. It will be April 11th. Anyone who is wanting to be a part, speaking to the congregation, please, what you need to do, you need to go to our website and RSVP. You need to go to our website, get your seats, all right? So you can have your seats set for the Passover, which is in Georgia, April 11th, Atlanta, Georgia. That's where Anointed House of Saints will be for 2025. All praises to the Most High for that, all right? Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, let me just go ahead and announce this. Any brothers who follow us, right, or who are trying to get more information about who they are, trying to get more information about this truth, and want to do the work with the Anointed House of Saints, you can do so by sending us your information through email at anointedhos@gmail.com. In the subject line, make sure you put prospect phase. We'll get you the information as to when that next phase will be starting, so you can become a part, right, and start this walk right into this truth, okay? Also, let me pull, matter of fact, since waiting on Cap here, I got a little time to give a few shout outs, right? Before we get class going, let me bring my screen back up here real quick first. I always mess that up. All praises. All right, there we go. Let's see. As always, want to give a shout out to Sis Johanna. Shalom, shalom to you, sis. Shalom, as always, to the mighty officer Kasadia, AHOS, right? Hey, that's Jason. In case some of y'all don't know, y'all never knew that he played Jason, right? But we know what that's about. Shalom to Sister Malka. Shalom, good to see you, sis. Shalom to the mighty soldier Yaiquab. Shalom to Sis Charlia. Shalom to you, sis. Shalom to Sister Neri. Shalom to Amram. Shalom, if I said that right. Amram, shalom to Sister 211. Shalom, shalom to the mighty officer Shemaiah. If I can pull him up, there we go. Shalom, shalom to him again. Shalom to you, brother. Good to see you as always. Shalom to Sister Lily. Shalom to that mighty soldier DTA Twine. Always, always. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to the mighty captain out in the base, Shaquat. Shaquat B. Judah. Let's see. Shalom. Who else we got on here? I don't want to miss anyone. Shalom to Sister Anariah, House of Nadab. Shalom to Ak of Rectitude. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to Sister Deborah, Casa de Zebulon. Shalom. Shalom to brother Zebulon also. Shalom to, you guys say, I always say her name wrong. Sis, I always get your name wrong. But shalom to you. I'm not even going to say because I don't want to mess it up. Shalom to you, sis. I believe that's all that I see right now. But hey, this class is going to be interesting because it's something that we should already know about, but it's something that's just so good to always talk about, just to expose, right? So I'm ready to hear what Captain got on this, ready to see the videos. I don't have anything else. Captain, if you're ready, you can go ahead and take over.
Need you to stall for a second because I ain't ready. I wouldn't know. Yeah, I'm trying to put these videos up. That's what the class about. So shalom, everybody. I'm sick as a Edomite. No, I'm playing. I'm never gonna be that sick. But I got cold, right? So if I sound like dog crap, sorry. But lesson should be cool. It's gonna be pretty entertaining. Y'all gonna learn some things. It should be some stuff that y'all can easily verify, because trying to get y'all stuff that only I can't find. So stuff that not only I can find, stuff that'll be easy for y'all to find too.
Right.
Stuff. Hold on. I have an order in which I wanted to play these videos. I just got home and stuff like that. So I didn't get to put everything together yet like I wanted to on my computer. Thought I had a little bit more time to set it up.
I can go over a few other things. I do want to bring out something on the website.
Go ahead. Do that right quick. Appreciate you.
No problem. No problem. You know, we know how to multi task and things like that. Hey, for those who may not know, I know most of the congregation know, but anyone who's coming, who's new, maybe watching this tonight, I want to show you something here real quick. So let me go ahead and present this real quick. Let me find it. All right. You know, I like showing it anyway. Is it? I think I froze.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me though? But my computer is like froze. I can't even click anything right now. Oh, can you see this
back now? I can see.
Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. All right. So this is our website, right? Landed right in the perfect spot, right? We have our website, anointedhouseofsaints.org. I brought you here. I'm coming here because I just kind of want to go over it. I like going over it. But this is the main reason is because we have feast days coming up. Also want to talk about anyone who wants to actually donate to Anointed House of Saints, you know, to help us do this work. You can do so, right? So, but first, let me show you Passover 2025. The colors will be, I believe, no, I know. The colors will be burgundy, cream, white, and gold with accents of gold. All right, that will be the colors for this year's 2025 Passover. Anyone who wants to be a part of the Passover, please contact us. You can also purchase, let me go here real quick. All right, as you see, these are our events that we have listed here. Passover here, 2025. Right. Here's the membership offer, right? Secure your tickets, Passover, AHOS Passover 2025. You can click here. Well, there we go, I think. Did that work? There we go. All right. As you can see, time and location, about the event. So if you want to be a part of this, right, we have our tickets, a sale, single ticket is $75, family ticket $150. I think there's a cap on that size of family. You can just contact us and we'll get more information on that for you. Yeah, my computer is really It's acting up today. There we go. All right. But also, as far as wanting to support AHOS, let me go here also. Is it me or is it computer ain't moving? Here we go. All right. So here we have set up to where we can have anyone can actually choose a donation package, right? We have our AHOS Foundation supporter of $20 every month, the growth supporter for $50, and then the mission partner for $100. Each one of these have tiers of incentives under them, right? When you pay monthly. One thing about the mission partner is that when you pay $100 every month, right, and you sign up to pay and donate $100 every month, you get all these incentives. Here's the one at the top: free entry to Passover, First Fruits, and Tabernacles, right? I know that would take a load off of a lot of families. So hold on one second. Hold on one second, family. Hold on one second. Let me stop sharing this real quick. All right, we back. But if you want to actually donate, you can go to that website, click on one of those tabs there, and donate your portion. If not, if you're not able to, you can also still donate to us through Cash App, and that's the AHOS school, the $ AHOS school, and you can send whatever donation the Most High puts on your heart to help us out with that. All right, so let me get some more people on here. Shalom to the real Graham. Shalom to the mighty brother Kowal. Shalom. Man. Also, let me go ahead and post this up real quick. Shaquat, Captain Shaquat, he has a website for his merchandise that he sells called Smooth Like Butter. You can find it at smoothlikebutter.com. This is your final chance to grab our ultra hydrating body butters for 50% off. Don't miss out. Sale ends tonight. So please get on that. Use promo code PRESS or PRES 50 PRES 50 at checkout and shop now at smoothlikebutter.com. That's our brother Captain Shaquat. Hey, it's always good to kind of give out this information and of brothers and sisters who are actually trying to build their businesses, right? So all praises for that. Captain, were you ready to go?
Can you still see me, bro?
Yes. I know. Yeah. StreamYard, everything's
every time I do these classes, Esau finds some way to do something to my stuff. Hold on.
I can see you though.
I got one more video I gotta post. Hold on. Give me half a second. So look, guys, we're doing this class today because, for one, this particular lesson I don't have on this particular channel. This information we're bringing out tonight, most of it anyway, I don't have on any particular channel. In the order and the sequence that it's going to be in. But also was asked by a soldier in our camp because he's around these people. I also work around these people. They're very arrogant. Who are these people that I'm talking about? Harry Rosenberg's people, right?
All right.
So I got a couple videos to play. What's all this crap that's been on my damn YouTube? I be playing my YouTube for my dog sometimes. Just make that shut up. And they be playing some wild stuff. Okay, so look. How do I make this big? Just a big button? Okay, cool. Oh, well, I probably need to zoom out of there right now. All right, my bad. So let me pull these up. I got this stuff here, right? We got some things we're gonna show y'all. I still got some more things that I gotta pull up, but we're gonna get into the lesson and I'll pull those up while some of these videos is playing. So hopefully my computer don't crash again, right? I'm on a hate watch list for talking about these people, right? And they don't like me talking about them. I don't think I say anything different than what other people say, which is why I started only saying things that we could find on YouTube now, because other people done said it, right? So why get mad at me? It's out there before I said it. I'm commenting on a video that you allowed to be on YouTube. So don't get mad at me. Crash their computer, not mine. Okay. All right. So, Jewish people, right? We're just Jewish people. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, they wish.
Anti-Semitism. Okay. So, Jewish people. The people that wish they were you, right? Literally. So, these people, obviously, as you know, they've stolen your identity. They pretend to be you. They got a lot of your blessings and stuff like that. None of your curses, right? Well, the question was asked to me, do we have any breakdowns on them, right? We have books that we talk about, like Arthur Kessler's 13th Tribe, who is Esau, Edom, all that type of stuff, right? Like, there's a couple of books that explain Esau and his people, right? But obviously, Jake don't read books, right? If you ask the average person on the street, hey, you ever heard of 13th Tribe? They ain't gonna know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Native Americans? Like what? Which 13th tribe you talking about? The Cherokee? Yeah, I mean, I know about them, bro. Yeah, my great grandmother, Cherokee princess. Yeah, they'll probably tell you something like that, right? Not knowing you're talking about Jewish people. Okay, so we've talked about the Balfour Declaration before on both channels. You know what I'm saying? So this will incorporate a little bit of that. But what you're gonna see in this video, particularly, is them telling you that they converted to being you, right? They're not necessarily going to say they converted to being you, obviously, because they don't want you to know that you are you, but they're going to tell you that they converted to being a Jew,
right? Which
is you, most of you. So, yeah, Knock is a Jew, okay? I'm not, but Knock is a Jew, right? Yeah. I had to think because
Dan,
I'm a Danite now. For those of y'all that don't know, no longer repping the tribe of Gad. Still love y'all brothers though, but Dan was in the South, but not in Judah. They were in Joppa. So yeah, not Jew, but nevertheless, I will be teaching you guys about what the rabbis say today. Before we do that, though, I just want to put it out there for the record so everybody knows, including anybody that might be Jewish today watching this class, possibly, right? Because I know one of the brothers that wanted me to do the class says that he might be able to get the person that he was talking about doing the class for to watch the class. So shout out to your pasty bond. Yeah, if you can make it rhyme. All right. So Harry Rosenberg. Just listen to what he says.
Something big happening is in Nigeria.
That's really low. Can y'all hear that? Damn, did they mess the volume up on this video?
I can hear it. I'm not sure. Hey, everybody, go ahead and play it, and just have them put a 7 if they
have
can
the
hear
Igbo people.
It sounds good. Put a 7 in the chat if you can hear it.
Another area in Africa, you have something big happening is in Nigeria. You have the Igbo people. Or Igbo, pronounced either way. There's 40 million of them. Also Christians, like I spoke about before, how that could happen to the children of Israel very easily. But also a lot of them are now coming out and converting back or adopting the rules of the Torah without all the paganism that they've been practicing for hundreds of years. There's been books written about it from scholars in Nigeria, from scholars from the Jewish people. And where it gets interesting is, in America, there was a slave trade. And a lot of the slaves, a very high percentage of them, came from Western Nigerian ports. And in America today, you see a very large movement of African Americans who say that they're the real chosen people, that they're the children of Israel, they're the Judeans. So what are they just trying to create an identity for themselves because they were slaves, or is there really something here? And the answer is most likely there is something there. And most likely, maybe that they were the original Israelites, and maybe that the Jewish people today who are white, Caucasian people came in a little bit later on. We know that some of the greatest sages of the transmission of the Torah were converts from Rome.
Somebody just dropped their stuff.
Sure did.
That's the infamous damn. And then Harry's looking at him on the floor. Oh my goodness. That surprised you that much, huh? You fell? Did you pass out, sir?
Right.
Get this man some water. Yeah. So that's what's going on, right? Harry's looking at him. If you want to see the full clip, this is only a minute long. I'm gonna play the rest of it, but the full clip you could find with your mind on a website called, well, not a website, but a YouTube channel. I think this is, what in the world is this? Universal. It's called The Universal Rhythm. If you type in Harry Rosenberg says blacks are Jews, it'll pop up. It's a 4-minute clip of like 4-minute, 38-second clip. And you can actually hear what he says, right? This is from like maybe 2015, 2016. This is one of the first videos I saw when I first came to the truth, right? After this video, we had this guy come on Sinetta a couple times because, you know, this was Sinetta was also trying to disprove that the Israelites were the Israelites until he put up a bunch of people and we killed all, like every single one of them. His champion of which is now locked up with all the other champions that are yeah, he's locked up with all the other champions that are you know, what do they call it? Conscious community, right?
Yeah.
They always end up in jail for touching children and stuff, ironically, but allegedly, right? Allegedly. So, because we know how Esau get down too, he will plant some stuff on you. But I don't know how you plant that type of thing on a person. I don't know how you plant drugs. I can understand, but planting the hands of a person on a child, I don't know how that happens. But anyway, yeah. So Harry, right? Harry got shunned by his people, right? Because he came on Sinetta, and there's an episode of Sinetta you could find. I believe it used to be on Gorilla Hebrews channel, and you might even find it on Kingdom Harbinger Ministries because the good brother Divine Prospect was also a part of that discussion, right? But there was a discussion where they had him in a hotel room with one of the brothers that's in jail right now. His name's Polite, right? And apparently he's not too polite to kid. But anyway, so Polite asked him some questions. We asked him some questions and found out that he wasn't going to fold. He was rocking with the fact that he believes that we are Israelites, right? And then one day he folded and started switching the story, so we don't see him no more, right? But for a time, this was the white guy. You remember that other white guy we did the video on? That was on the funny black dude show? I don't even remember the funny black dude name. I ain't gonna lie.
The funny black dude?
The French man. He black African. He's Nigerian. He's
well, we had
comedian.
Godfrey. Godfrey.
Yeah, Godfrey. We had a episode of Godfrey podcast that we showed you. I forget Rudy something. Rudy Reckenberger. Rudy.
Yeah, something like that.
Rudy Wreck Your Life Up or something. It was Rudy something, right?
Right.
But the Jewish man name was Rudy. So Rudy is now doing what this guy was doing before, right? I'm assuming because Rudy's not an actual rabbi and this guy's an actual rabbi in their community, they didn't want him telling you the truth about them because he basically admitted in this particular video that they were converts, not knowing somebody was recording it, right? This camera is not visible, I'm assuming, because he said way too much for this to be on camera in his 4-minute clip. And he got a lot of trouble for it. This actually is what made them start changing things on the internet. And I'm actually gonna, I should actually play this video before I play any of those other ones, just to prove the statement that I made, because it's gonna be on Canary Missions anyway. So I want to prove that I can prove that y'all be changing statements on the internet and using the algorithms and AI and all that stuff that y'all pay for to, you know, make sure that y'all can control what people can look up and research about you guys, unless they have broken said algorithm. All right, hold on. This one particular video. Let me see. Where's that? Here we go. All right. I'm gonna play this one part so y'all can see. Right. And then we're gonna get into the lesson, like full-fledged. But let me let y'all hear what the rest of Harry said on this one little part.
You have a man named Unclus who wrote a commentary on the Torah, unprecedented, that we still learn today. He was a convert. Some of the largest pillars on the transmission today were.
And that was important because a lot of these people that they recognize that you would hear about in biblical scholarship today, they know when it comes to Jewish people, Jews and stuff like that, rabbis and stuff, right? These people they know are not Israelites. And I will explain that today as we go through a little bit of history through this class, because little do many Israelites know there was an actual time period after we left Israel, after we left Greece and that captivity and stuff, right? Literally right after, from about 135 CE, AD, whatever you want to say, to about 650 to 735 AD/CE, depending on who you ask and which scholars you're talking about. But there were literally edicts that said real Jews couldn't go back to Israel, which is why we end up being, when you put those laws from Muslims, by the way, being coupled with the laws from, the white people who were ruling over us that said we couldn't call ourselves Jews and stuff like that no more, right? That's the main two things that made us go into other areas that I've taught you guys about us going to before, like, Russia, Spain, Portugal, Ireland, England, France, Scotland, Wales, all them places that we talked about, right? Scandinavia, Russia, Prussia, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, all that stuff, right? That we had rulership in, Kiev, Ukraine, right? We went over that stuff on purpose, and you're going to hear a lot of that stuff get brought up today, certain aspects of it to explain certain things, right? But what I want you guys to realize about that is that with the history that we're going to go over revolving where our people were at, the things that they change is not only to bring some type of substantiation to where they come from, it's also to hide where they come from at the same time, right? Because of who they want you to believe that they are. We've been taught that they dropped the name Ashkenaz because they realized Ashkenaz is not related to Shem, right? But not many people were taught why they actually called themselves Ashkenaz in the first place, right? So we'll also go over that a little bit today as well. And a couple other things.
We're Roman converts. So here we are, we're Caucasian Jewish people. And now you have people in Africa saying that they're the real people of Israel. It can't be ruled out at all.
And it's not now. We've actually been saying it for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the records and right after slavery and even in slavery, there were people in here from that place, Africa, that he was just talking about, that were taken from ships in the place, Africa, he was talking about, that were claiming to be Jews. There were books that I told you guys about, the Bilad Israel, the Bilad al-Sudan, the Tariq al-Fatash, that all explain, as they're going into slavery and being forced to convert to either Christianity or Islam, that they're actual Israelite men and chiefs and leaders with their people in these specific places in West Africa along this Negro land map belt area, right? And if they don't convert, they get put into slavery. And the primary people that they are sold to in all of these stories are people that look like Harry Rosenberg and are described the way that he described it. So I don't get in trouble for saying it, right? So, like I said, if y'all want to see that, y'all can go watch that clip on your own time.
Yeah, you said, Salaki, you said something about even when our ancestors, especially the ones that first came over, right, knew who they were, right? They passed some, and they did pass some of that down to the sons and daughters. I mean, there's stories even in the books that Esau has written about how some of the slaves would sing songs, and there were always songs about Jerusalem and about Moses and about these things. Now, of course, I know they were given information in the Bible, but these were something that were very close to our people. So they still held on to a little bit of knowledge at that time.
Let me see if there's something special I want to hear.
We're going to take back our country.
Nope, don't need to hear that. All right, cool.
He sounds so funny to me, man. Just his voice is just like it's comical. We're just going to take out our country. Take back.
2014.
I gotta learn how to talk like that.
I'm gonna learn it. Well, I could do it, but not today. Not sounding like this.
I need a laugh. I need a laugh. Come on, Cap. Do a little bit of it.
I'm gonna start coughing and I'm not gonna stop. I just got it to stop before I got on class. So
God.
Maybe but look, I want y'all to pay attention to this article and what he's gonna explain about how they added this in. This editor's note here is about to explain that this is added in. It says leaked report. Israel acknowledges Jews, in fact, Khazars. This is important because some things that I'm going to pull up as this video is playing, hopefully, will prove to you guys that it's difficult to look up certain things about things. But if you know what to look up, the algorithm don't know what to tell you. But it'll still give you an AI overview, giving you what you want. It just shows you that it's confused because it'll have both answers to be found on the internet, the negative one and the positive one, right? When you would think that they'd only have one available for you. So you can find both, which would cut the algorithm is what I'm trying to explain to you, right? So you can find the real answer about who they are and where they come from, not just the answer they want you to see when you first type it in. Because you know there's an answer they want you to see, but then after you type in certain things, you get around that answer. If you type in the same question again, it'll give you something different than it gave you 2 minutes ago.
Right.
If you know what to type in the meantime, right? Which I might do a class on that one day. Because you won't need the books if you know how to look up things on the internet, because all the books are on the internet and you can find them for free.
Yeah,
right
there.
And with AI
report,
with AI, you could get the answer to the things from the books without having to read the books. Just points you right to where you need to be at with the answer in the articles and whatever it is. The source, it gives you the source right away, right? That you're looking for without you having to spend days, hours, months, years, however long it take you to read the story and memorize it, understand it, hear it a bunch of times, whatever it is that you got to do to understand what you're reading, right? To be able to explain it to people. So, but anyway, this thing here, like I said, it says that they're Khazars secret plan for reverse migration to Ukraine. This was done in 2014, right? This note was added much later, but he'll explain it. And look at when it happened and listen to what it says in the note that was added. It says, this blog post is a work of satire. So automatically, they're coming out trying to tell you, hey, yo, this is fake.
That's crazy.
But he's going to show you this was not on the article originally because he found it earlier and took a screenshot. I've done that before. I got the picture of the King James, the black one and the white one, when the algorithm was being worked on before they fixed the algorithm and made it how it is today, right? When I'm first looking up King James, when I first come into the truth, it gives me a black one and a white one because of the things I was looking up at the same time on the same piece of paper. So I can see them. Got the black guy at the top and the white guy at the bottom on the same Google, like right there, right? I showed it to y'all before. I might show it again, but I got to find it. So that type of stuff you could do when you know how to break the algorithm on the internet. You just got to know what to type in and what type of questions to ask it so it could give you the right answer, right? If you ask the stupid questions, it's going to give you the stupid answer because that's what most people type in, so they know how to gauge what you might ask for certain things that they don't want you to know, right? But if you know what to ask, it can't lie to you. Right. So, yeah, but watch this. Bloggers Satire. It was published in 2014 on the eve of Purim. Now, is anything supposed to be funny about Purim based off what we know about it? Anything that should be viably, that makes sense to just make it satire? I don't think so. Right? So that's something that our people really got to understand about this post here. It says a Jewish holiday that is celebrated with wild memory making and raucous comedy. But is that what the meaning of Purim is? They know that most people in general that aren't Jews or quote unquote you-ish, don't know anything about Purim, right? So, that's what it is. And y'all hit the like button when y'all come in the building, Baba Kashah. If y'all haven't hit the like button already, because it's probably going to get shadow banned, as most of these type of videos do. So, unless you already got a couple of views on your channel. But, so yeah, like I said, Purim is not supposed to be a holiday or something like that, or, at least when we read about it. There was nothing comical about the feast and why it was created and why it gets celebrated, right? Though you can give gifts and have fun and be merry, we're not just at the feast just running around dancing when we do celebrate Purim and stuff like that. We're not just, creating satire comedy, having people dress up like Pokemon characters and do all type of crazy stuff, right? Like, nah, that ain't what it's about. So, and then it says, with the particular emphasis on poking fun at anti-Semitism and ignorance. That has nothing to do with Purim. Purim has nothing to do with the particular emphasis on poking fun at anti-Semitism and ignorance. This is something that they added because they know that people that might find this article won't know a damn thing about Purim. And if you read this editor's note, you might just think, oh, well, Purim is a feast day where they make, comedy about anti-Semitism. So maybe this was a joke where they're trying to be like, those white people in America that say that the Jews aren't the real people, the KKK and stuff. Remember? David Duke came out when they was doing their little thing during Donald Trump's first term to tell you Israelites that don't be mad at us regular white people. We're on your side. It's them that stole your identity. That video is on YouTube. They eventually took it down. But it was there. It was said, and many people saw it, right? So y'all might be able to find that too if y'all look for it. I'm just not going to do it on this video because I want y'all to be able to see what I have for the rest of this. So, watch this.
Israel acknowledges Jews, in fact, Khazars, secret plan for reverse migration to Ukraine. What immediately caught my attention was the editor's note at the top of the page. Let's begin by reading that editor's note, which states, this blog post is a work of satire. It was published in 2014 on the eve of Purim, a Jewish holiday that is celebrated with wild merrymaking and raucous comedy, with a particular emphasis on poking fun at anti-Semitism and ignorance. I found this disclaimer rather odd, especially after reading the article. So I decided to check the Wayback Machine, which archives snapshots of websites across the internet. Through my research, I discovered that the editor's note was added on February 28th, 2022 at 11:26 a.m., a full 8 years after the article was originally published. This raised several questions. Number one, why was this disclaimer added so many years later? Number two, why did the publication, or more specifically, the editor, feel the need to attach this note? Number three, what is the significance of February 28th, 2022? These questions led me to an article published by U.S. News titled, Russia Invades Ukraine, a Timeline of Crisis, dated February 24th, 2022. It states, on February 24th, 2022, the world watched as Russia invaded its neighboring country, Ukraine. How did the two countries, once tied together by the Soviet Union, get to this point? These are major events that led to the crisis, along with some key moments since the war began more than 2 years ago. Is it merely a coincidence that this article was modified just 4 days after Russia invaded Ukraine? Or is there something more to it? Let's take a closer look at the original article and determine whether this was purely coincidental or if there's a deeper connection. It reads, it is well known that sometime in the 8th to 9th century, the Khazars, a warlike Turkic people, converted to Judaism and ruled over a vast domain in what became southern Russia and Ukraine. What happened to them after the Russians destroyed that empire around the 11th century has been a mystery. Many have speculated that the Khazars became the ancestors of the Ashkenazi Jews. Arabs have long cited the Khazar hypothesis in an attempt to deny a Jewish historical claim to the land of Israel. During the UN debate over Palestine partition, Chaim Weizmann responded sarcastically, "It is very strange. All my life, I have been a Jew, felt like a Jew, and I now learn that I am Khazar." In a more folksy vein, Prime Minister.
So you see, they went on this whole campaign to try to fix this one article, right? They'll do that if something comes out about them. They'll go on a whole campaign just to, add whatever stuff they can to make you believe whatever lie they want to tell to fix it, right? It's called a narrative. This is something that Esau first came up with, right? Pushing narratives.
Very
making
good
you
at
believe certain things, that aren't true. Esau's the king of this stuff, right?
That's right.
COINTELPRO was a narrative. The Black Panther movement, narrative. Pushing Egyptology on Black people, narrative.
Narrative, that's right.
Civil rights movement, narrative, right? They're narratives that they push, right? They've even taught our people to do it. You're all Native Americans, narrative. Who teaches that? Dan Calloway. You're all, what's them people called? Moors, right? Who taught that? Well, they coupled that with Noble Drew Ali, who was supposed to be a student of Marcus Garvey, right? Marcus Garvey, somebody to teach you about in school. Pan-Africanism. What was that? Narrative.
Right.
Why do they still teach you Pan-Africanism? They don't teach you the Israelite part of the Pan-Africanism because he had Israelite generals, right? Malcolm X knew Israelites. He learned the Bible from a lot of them.
Learn from them. That's right.
They don't teach you that part in school, right? Why do they rather leave the Israelite part out? They teach you Harriet Tubman in the Underground Railroad. Did they teach you her name was Howard Minter and she did it knowing she was an Israelite? No.
Right.
Narrative. Right. Do they teach you that Nat Turner? Do they even teach you Nat Turner?
Yeah, they do.
I don't even know if I learned about him in school. But
I did.
I know you probably did, but we didn't. I don't think. I really don't think I learned about Nat Turner in school. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I did. I can't remember learning about him in school. But nevertheless, Nat Turner, right? Nat Turner, whether you learn about Nat Turner or whether you don't learn about Nat Turner, the stuff that they don't tell you about him on purpose is them pushing a narrative.
Right.
Because they never tell you, the people that I do know that, like, okay, Knock just said that he learned. Knock, what did they tell you about Nat Turner when you learned about him? What were the facts they told you about him that you could remember? That movie.
Well, outside of the movie, I already knew that he had him and other slaves had gotten together, organized themselves, and went on a rally of killing their slave owners. And one of the narratives that was, well, I don't know if it's a narrative, but one of the stories was told that, and when they actually had hung him, that they also cut his body up into several different pieces and used them that way. So that was pretty much the gist of what I remember.
Yep. They don't teach you how many revolts we had, how many revolts we won.
No.
Why they had to enact certain laws to stop revolts and all that type of stuff, right?
No.
Why that fake letter, the Willie Lynch letter, was created, and why, you know what I'm saying? So-called fake, because if you ask me, I don't really think it is. But conversation for another time. So, I just wanted to show y'all how deep they will go to hide some stuff once they know that people know about it, right? The thing is, there's so much information on what we're going to talk about today on the internet. There's no need to hide it anymore.
Right.
Hey, shalom, y'all. That man in the building today. Hey.
Shalom, Erwan. Yabashim Yashabrakata.
Habashim Shabrakata. I just heard him say it in my head. Habashim Shabrakata. So look, we go get into this thing, man. Let me see what I want to play for y'all first, because we got a lot of videos. I'm actually going to delete that one because we played it already. Let's delete that one because we played it already. Oh, let's play this because it's gonna get right to the point, and it's short. It's a short. How you pull up a short? Damn it. Okay, here we go. Gotcha. Watch this.
Were this Turkic people in the Caucasus region, Crimea, the Caucasus, powerful kingdom at the time, one of the most powerful. and their king named Hulan decided to convert to Judaism. So he wanted a new religion for his growing empire and pagan.
If you've read the part of the 13th tribe where it talks about this, you read about King Bulan, right?
Right.
You don't read about the man that we're going to spend a lot of time in this class talking about today, who I believe was an Israelite, right? There's two people that they talk about, the black guy and then the white guy. I just told you guys that, like how Harry Rosenberg said that one of the uttermost, guys that we talk about today, blah, 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 whatever his name was, right? He's a convert, right? We got Yehuda ben Halevi. He's a convert, and he's one of the, they call him the best poet since David. They give their converts these crazy nicknames and stuff, right? These crazy titles and, damn near blasphemous accolades that they don't deserve. Right. So they call this man a poet because of a book or quote unquote poem that he wrote that literally explains what they call modern day Zionism, but it had nothing to do with Zionism back then. It's literally him saying that the Israelites want Israel back because everybody else got it. And that they're longing for a time period where they'll be able to live in their land free, without persecution and all the other stuff, right? They turned Yehuda ben Halevi's poem, which is really about what real Israelites wanted in that time period, right? To go back to the land, which I'm gonna tell you why in a second when he finishes talking. But based off an edict that I'm gonna show you. But like they're using this guy's work, basically, this convert's work, to prove why they should be able to go back to a land that wasn't theirs, i.e. he's a convert. The religion wasn't even his. He converted to it, right? But because he got the name Yehuda ben Halevi, they want you to think he's a real Jew, right? So there's another guy that they talk about who substantiates he's like where Yehuda ben Halevi really got his information from, right? But they'll never tell you about this guy. Only their scholars know about him, right? So I'm going to explain to you guys who he is and why he's important and that type of stuff. Because he led to their downfall as a kingdom and led to the rest of the world finding out about this quote-unquote Jewish state at the time, which it wasn't Israel now, it was Khazaria, right? Khazaria was nothing but the first Jewish state. It started with conversion, which he's explaining to you.
Paganism wasn't working, and he was looking to the Christian Europe to the west and the Muslims to the south, and he said, we need something like this. It's a binding monotheistic religion to bring us together. And of course,
so if y'all didn't hear him, he said Bulan said that paganism wasn't working. So they needed a monotheistic religion because they saw how we were doing. We're right next to them, mind you. They're in the Caucasus Mountains having this conversation. We're right next to them in Russia, Prussia, right? If you watch the Dan lesson that I taught, any three of them, right? Or four now at this point because we did the update. So if you watched any four of those lessons, we had the PowerPoint where we literally showed you guys the places that we ruled, right? There was a man in particular named Vladimir. Actually, I'm going to try to pull him up. Knock, are you there?
God, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Because I might need you to talk for a hot second. Not yet, but soon. So
if you need anything looked up, just let me know.
No, I got this PowerPoint I'm gonna pull up.
Okay, Con.
Or at least a picture of Vladimir. So there's a king named Vladimir, right? He's the first king of Russia. His sons end up being the first kings or princes of Kiev, right? So they're the rulers of this land, right? They're Danites, from what I've been able to understand. And I showed you guys that, right? They come from the Lacedaemonian stock. And according to Alexander the Greek and Josephus, the Israelite, the Lacedaemonians are from primarily the tribe of Dan with a small amount of Simeonites, right? So, here we go. This one right here. Let me pull this up right quick for y'all. So look, excuse me. Wait, no. Is this it? Yeah. All right. So Vladimir, here we go. Kievan Rus. All right. So Vlad, he's going to be spoken about because he had something to do with the fall of the kingdom. after it was known by this, guy that they're going to talk about. I'm not going to say his name yet, but this dude, this black Israelite that writes this letter, once he finds out that there's a Jewish state out there, he's trying to find out who they is, because he knows the Israelites ain't allowed to go back to Israel, and most of them aren't calling themselves Jews. He himself is a hidden Jew that works for the Muslim Caliphate. So he's working for Muslims. They know he's a Jew, but he's not allowed to say it openly to people. He's supposed to act as a Muslim, right? This would be the same situation that the Moors were in Spain. And guess where he's from? That same area, right? Spain, Toledo, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're going to get into that, right? So keep that all in mind. I'm going to show you guys the Kievan Prince in a little bit, because we're going to have some scholars mention him. But just keep what I said in mind as far as the history is concerned, right? And listen to what this skinhead with the long nose is about to tell you with the small hat on.
According to the legend, he invited a Muslim, an imam, and a priest, and a rabbi, and said, "Okay, sell me your religion. I'm going to pick one." And according to the legend, the Jew won. Of course. So King Bulan converted the whole kingdom to Judaism. The Khazar.
Okay. So they know the thing that they try to do, unfortunately, is lie to people and make it seem as if we can't find out that they are related to the Khazar, because they now call themselves Ashkenazi, right? So watch this, just to make it easily verifiable. You know, you can click the little thingies here, give you the sources, right? All here to the side, right? Got PubMedicineCentral.com, NBC News, Harvard Medical School with the DNA results, all type of stuff, right? So shout out to AI Overviews. When you type in something like Ashkenazi Jews come from Europe, right? Which Europe would be where the Khazars come from, right? And if you know about this Khazar cognate that guy was just telling you about, which Google knows about it, even though you might not know about it, that's what it's referring to when it brings this up. I'm going to bring up another answer where it's going to try to nullify this claim here, but it's going to bring up the same damn locations, which prove to you that they have to be the same people. It says, yes, Ashkenazi Jews are considered to be of European origin, with their ancestry primarily traced back to Central and Eastern Europe, particularly regions like Germany, Poland, and Russia. These are your Veneti people that I told you about, that we were ruling over, right? They come down to Russia. They come down from Russia, Scandinavia, all the way to Greece, right? They move back up and start taking things over. At some point, a large group of them become the Turks, and they have their way with a lot of different places, right? These people, these Khazars, are part of the Turkish people. When you look at the ruling class in a place like Baghdad, Iraq, right? They look a little bit different than the Iranian people, because Iran was more so, they ain't really been on America's side like that, right? They ain't been really too big with the white people throughout the history. Iran has a lot of Elamites that are Persians and stuff like that, right? So, but Baghdad, Iraq, they really always gotten down as Babylon, right? So, when you look at their ruling class, a lot of their people, they don't wear beards. They look like white folks that you would see here in America, old white people. That's because they're Turkish. When you go to Turkey and you look at the kings of Turkey, right, and the ruling class in Turkey, they don't look Middle Easterns, quote unquote, right? They don't look Arab. They look straight white, right? So these are the same people. They're just in different areas because they had different groups split and they went off and took over different places, right? The group that took over West Europe was mainly the Khazars, right? They stayed over there in the Caucasus Mountains, or Eastern Europe, I should say. They stayed over there in the Caucasus Mountains, and they had the eastern slope of the Caucasus Mountains, the eastern/southern slope of the Caucasus Mountains. That's where they stayed at, right? Once we started taking them into captivity, that's primarily when they started moving into other places that we was at up north, right? Once they got to the Caucasus Mountains, they built this cognate, which I've explained to you guys about. The Umayyad dynasty used them for trade. We used them for trade when we were in the Primulicid dynasty, right? Ruled in Russia, Kiev, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Bulgaria, all them different places, right? We're trading with these people. They got fur coats. We black, you know, they killing the Siberian tigers and all that different crap. We need the fur so we can live out there and not die of hypothermia and stuff like that. So we have to trade with them. You feel me? So we're trading with them. We're learning who they are. But throughout the time, we're either the Byzantines, the Premlicids, or, you know, Danes, right? Saxons. So these are the people that are trading with them at the time, mainly for fur. Obviously, it's us, right? We know we the Jews. They also know we the Jews, but we're living as Christians. So Bulan, when you really get deep into the history, he's asking people to find out where the origins of these religions come from. He chooses Judaism because he finds out from us, yo, the Muslims, they got what they got from us. We're Christians now, but we're only Christians because they made it so that we can't be Jews. So everything comes from the Jews. So he wants to talk to the people that are still Jews, and he finds out they look like him because what? It's the converts now at this time. 900 AD. I mean, 700 AD, the converts. I'm going to explain why. But let me bring this up first. Okay, so that is that. To claim that. Okay. That. All right. Now watch this. We just read where they come from. The claim that the Ashkenazi Jews are directly descended from the Khazars, a Turkic people who lived in the Caucasus region, is widely considered to be a myth. You see how they put that on the internet?
Right.
Jewish people are telling you it's not a myth.
Right.
But on the internet, they'll tell you it's a myth if you don't know what to type in. But the Caucasus region is the region where they just told you the Ashkenazi Jews come from. Russia, Germany, Poland. That's the Caucasus region, people.
Right.
It says is widely considered to be a myth with no substantial evidence to support it. But we just saw them tell us where they come from, and it's the region that they just said the Khazars lived. Why is there no substantial evidence when y'all come from the same damn place? Y'all are the only people from that area that spoke any type of Hebrew, used the same character Hebrew that King Bulan used and King Joseph used to speak to this black guy that I'm about to show you. And he tells the black guy, yo, we know how to speak Hebrew because we converted. It's the only letter from the Khazars that exists today. How about that? And it's telling you that they're converts.
Wow.
From the same damn area that the Ashkenazi Jews come from. This is what we're going to show you in this lesson today. Right? As they're trying to lie to you on the internet. So, it's going to get fun. Right? Who's the black guy that I'm talking about? Because they're going to mention him in the video. So, I want to bring it up. And they're going to show you a picture of him that doesn't look black. So, I want to show you what he really looked like. Because we got AI and the internet. Right? This is Histai ibn Shaprut, right? That's what they called him when he was with his Muslim people. His real name, Yosef bin Yitzhak bin Ezra. He a brother.
Son.
He's a Jew, huh? They call him Abu. It's like Prince, because his people are actually like nobles in Spain. Right? Muslim Spain at that. He would be what you call a Moreno. Right? This is a Jewish Moor. Israelite Moor. Right? If you know the history of the Moors, you know that primarily they were Muslim. I've told you guys that. They helped sell us into slavery.
Right.
Morocco wasn't founded by your people. It was founded by French Montana people. That's why he from Morocco. Okay? That flag with the green star ain't yours, it's theirs. Negro. So, this guy, right? Joseph ben Isaac, son of Ezra, right? This man is an Israelite from Spain. His background, let me show you, because they ain't going to talk to you about it. Histai ibn Shaprut was born in 915 in Spain. His father, the wealthy Isaac ibn Shaprut, or Isaac ben Ezra is his real name, had moved from Jin to Cordoba, where Histai was born. During the reign of Adar Rahman III, he's an Umayyad king. I just mentioned him before, right? They are who the Moors were, primarily Muslims, right? We were living amongst them, so we were called Moors too, right? This is where they called us Blackamoor. They were Moor, we were Blackamoor, because they wasn't black. We was black, right? But Blackamoor was us. Eventually, the term Blackamoor got cut to just Moor, and now y'all don't know who was who. The Moors originally were them, not us. When you were somebody like Histai, who was Histai to them, but you know, Joseph or Yosef to his family, because to them, he's Muslim, right? He's praying, he's, you know, bouncing around rocks and stuff like that, dancing with fire, spitting fireballs out his mouth, like all that type of crap, right? Playing with swords and stuff, right? So when he's around them, he's doing all that crap, walking on lava rocks with no shoes on. But when he's with his family, right, the wealthy Isaac ibn Shaprut is no longer Isaac ibn Shaprut. He's Isaac ben Ezra.
Right.
Okay. Histai, his son, becomes Joseph ben Ezra. They're not walking on lava rocks and dancing around the fire with, you know, spit coming out their mouth and burning people. No, they are wealthy Israelites with class. They drink wine with cheese. This is Spain, people. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, real talk. That was a joke, but it wasn't a joke. So his pops and he is a physician, right? So look, yeah. So Cordoba, not only the Umayyad Empire's capital, but also with some 500,000 inhabitants, the most populous city in Europe at the time, right? So he's a notable person because he's one of the most famous people in the most populous city in Europe, which at the time, obviously during this time period, has a lot of black people in it because we're ruling a lot of these places, right? Spain, obviously not at the time because of the Romans. I mean, the Muslims, right? The Moors. But we're ruling England. We're ruling Scotland. We're ruling Wales. We're ruling France. We're ruling Russia, Ukraine, Kiev, right? All these places that's surrounding this place, right? So they know who we are. This is also how we eventually take it back before Esau takes it. Okay? We did that, not them. That's us. Okay? But story for another time. So it says after a Byzantine delegation visited Cordoba. You know what the Byzantines are, right? That's us. Okay? I showed you guys that. I'll show it again because I got the PowerPoint on that. So after a Byzantine delegation visited Cordoba, had presented the caliph or the king of the Umayyad dynasty with the rare Greek pharmaceutical manuscript. Why are the Byzantines showing you Greek manuscripts again? Because they are the Hellenized Israelites that have reintroduced the Koine Greek language to the European world. And they're literally at this time period taking away the Latin language from the people, right? So they're giving the king of Spain at this time, who's a Muslim, right? The caliph, we're pulling up on him for some, you know, peace treaty type stuff. Because truth be told, at the time, the Byzantine Empire didn't have enough warriors to kill these people. So we like, for the time being, till we get our stuff straight, we gonna give y'all this manuscript so y'all can shut the hell up and leave us alone, right? Okay, just straight like that. So we give him the manuscript, right? Watch this. Our guy, due to it being a Byzantine manuscript, though he's not of the Byzantine Empire, they know they're the same people. So guess what they have? Ezra. I called him Ezra. Histai or Joseph. Guess what they have him do? So it says, after a Byzantine delegation visited Cordoba, had presented the caliph with a rare Greek pharmaceutical manuscript, Joseph, I'm gonna call him Joseph, led the team of scholars that quickly translated it into Arabic. So this was coordinated when you go into the history of it, right? Also, the Holy Roman Emperor Otto I, I've showed you guys that brother before. Yeah. So achieved his greatest triumph in Navarre. My family was ruling that place. I showed you pictures of them and stuff. right? It's on the PowerPoint. We'll show it. While treating the deposed King Sancho of Leon, that's a brother, Sancho the Lion, Sancho of Lion, for obesity, and he was fat. Who that remind you of? Not Salak. So not only did his diet cure his patient, but he also helped restore him to the throne by introducing Sancho to his grandmother, the Queen of Navarre, right? Israelite, to sign a peace treaty with Adar of Rahman. This is how the peace treaty gets signed with us and the Muslims to stop wars that would eventually end up getting started back up again not too long after this. But the point is, there was a peace treaty made literally because this brother right here was able to keep an Israelite alive that was able to go back and make the peace treaty, right? Due to his relationship with Adar Rahman. Make sense? So I just want to give y'all a little bit of that history and stuff like that, because as we go through this, they're not going to tell it to you. Sorry if that bored you, but you need it for the lesson. I know y'all don't like history, so y'all know how Jake get. All right, let's get it. Is this the one I want to play first? Yeah.
I want to say I love history, Cap.
I mean, I know you do. That's why you on the class. Yeah. Jake don't like to learn about themselves. Watch this one. Y'all might like this because it's a Christian saying. And by the way, I'm pulling these videos from We Woke Now. Shout out to that brother. Good brother, man. He's
a good brother.
He do good work. So if y'all want to watch the full-length videos to find out what they talking about, go watch these. He don't add scriptures all the time, so I'm helping with the breakdowns, right? But he definitely does a phenomenal job with the media work and pulling the things together to let y'all learn some things. But it's all historical, so you got to be a certain type of Israelite to be able to get interested in this stuff.
Current day Israel is not the bloodline of the biblical Israel tribes. Israel tribes.
Now, what's ironic, he said that, right? But watch what he about to try to do and tell you who the biblical bloodline is, because he ain't about to say it's you.
Israel tribes. Many Christians cannot discern between biblical Israel and the current Antichrist Israel. This is a big deal.
He said the current Antichrist Israel.
The current Antichrist Israel.
He came in shooting 226s, 362s, 5. It's 38 specials, 38 supers, 45, bruh. Zombie bullets, zombie tip. He's shooting everything.
Yep.
Right? Out the gate. And then he gonna take all the bullets back. Watch.
This is a really big deal. Just this past week, I spoke to some people. I saw some people. I heard some preaching. I went to a conference, and they made these statements that 1948 was the fulfillment of prophecy. Who's ever heard that sort of thing?
Oh, he mad. He finna go in.
What happened in 1948? Israel became a nation. Political nation. How did that happen? Oh, the Balfour Declaration signed by Lord Baron Rothschild.
They know about that document I showed you guys. That they found publicly on the Harry Truman Library. Right? Shout out to Donald Trump making things public. Doge. Yeah.
Donated the land. We used England to be the tool to create this. The Rothschilds created a political state. This was 50 years after the start of what's called the Zionist.
I showed you guys that, right? You got the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, the two rocks, right? The foundations, huh? the Peters of the Pipers,
right?
So you got the Rothschilds, who would be your Republican Party, right? That they're running Donald Trump in them, right? And the Rockefellers, who made everybody gay. I'm playing. They're the Democrats who made everybody gay. So that's that, right? You got the two parties, the left wing and the right wing, right? The right wing is the Rothschild. The left wing is the Rockefellers, right? The left wing gave you hip hop. They're the ones running the game and giving you the music that you love to listen to and kill your brother to and smoke your weed to and pop your Molly to and beat your wife to and all that stuff y'all be doing to the music, right? And the Rothschilds, they gave you capitalism. They gave you the war on drugs.
Banking.
They gave you banking for sure. They gave you the war on drugs. They gave you the frisk movement, whatever, stop and frisk. They gave you hands up, shoot them in the head. They gave, because it ain't hands up, don't shoot, right? It's hands up and then shoot as many times as you can. Shoot the unarmed black man, right? They gave you the prophecies of Zechariah 11:5 that you get to see happen rampant, running all over the place.
Give immunity to police. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, the financial prosperity and destruction of our people comes from the right wing. The actual like mental destruction of our people, but making you think everything is okay, comes from the left wing, right? They give you a black man in office that'll make everybody think that it's cool to be gay, and you change your whole political mind frame and regular mind frame to make you accept things that you didn't accept before he became president, just because he's black, and he's making you feel a way that you should think that's more accepting to people as a leader of black people, and then you find out he ain't your type of black people because everybody's skin to you ain't kin to you. So that was all a ploy, right?
Right.
Truth be told, he really a Republican.
Slaki.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just add to what you're saying on those two wings of the same bird. Let's look at it like this also, even with today, right? And this is something that I also learned in taking political classes in school.
Political science and such.
Right. So you got the left wing, you got the right wing. Left wing, right? What is that, right? It's more government, right? More government, meaning that they will give out grants, they will give out programs, they want to be the overseer. And so we see a lot of these different programs like welfare, government assistance, and they throw these at our people, right? Because that's a way of them being able to watch over us, control us. Even I know there's some out there who maybe need, use assistance. You have this, recertifications. They have to know what's in your bank account, right? All these different things. And they claim that it's to help you, but really it's there to keep you under watch. Now, you got the right wing, right? You get the right wing, which is more so kind of privatization, less government, pull up your boots and get to work. You don't need these programs, but we know that they make it harder once you get out there and try to privatize yourself as far as starting businesses and things like that. Higher interest rates for our people as opposed to their own. So it's, we are truly between that rock and a hard place, right? Between the right wing and the left wing of the same damn bird, right? Also, there is historical proof that during the time of slavery, and I think a lot of our black folks don't know this, that a lot of the Southern oppressors and slave owners were of the Democratic Party. And guess what? They are still running our people today. So I yield on that, Cap. Just wanted to add that since you brought up politics.
Yeah, Con. So, had another point I was going to make on that, but I forgot. So we just going to keep going. All right. They get it.
Movement, which is an anti-Christian, anti-Christ movement. They hate biblical Christianity. They hate Jesus. They blaspheme his worthy name. They say that, and I have a book in my office called Jesus in the Talmud. It shows all the things they say about him. They say that Jesus is burning or burned in hell for 12 months because he rejected what the Pharisees said. That he's burning in excrement, they say. Horrible blasphemy. Because he rejected the oral tradition of the sages, the Pharisees. Today, unfortunately,
some of which were converts. The Pharisees they're talking about.
Right.
Many Bible-believing Christians, and I understand that today the word Christian has become such a vague banner that many people hang under.
Not converts during the time of Christ. Just wanted to clarify that. They claim to be people that could verify themselves from the time of Christ. They can't because they weren't really all that, But most of them were Romans during the time of Christ. They hadn't fully converted yet because we hadn't taken over like that. But you know, so there were conversions though. Definitely were conversions by that time. So like they were getting there, but not fully there yet. You feel me?
Right.
So there's conversions. There's
in.
Pharisees. Right. So there's Pharisees that they, you know, that quote unquote Christ and listen to that were Jake, of course, right? But there were also Pharisees, people that were able to deal with the Pharisees rather that were converted, and they were dealing with these type of people. There's proof you can look up for that to prove that.
Most Christians are not saved. We did a soul winning seminar about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I said, how to get a Christian saved. That was the title of it. You know why? Because most people I talk to, oh yeah, I'm a Christian. Cool, you going to heaven? I don't know. What good's that doing you just to say I'm a Christian, but you're not sure you're going to heaven? You better figure that thing out before you die, right? Well, it was the same way with Israel, in that the nation of Israel fell away. Judah remained, but it became Judea, a Roman province. The religion of the Jews existed, but it wasn't the same. The bloodline was polluted. God's punishment was on them. He said, I'm going to divorce you. And in the Old Testament, he says, if you divorce someone, you don't go back to him. I mean, God has all these laws.
Do y'all catch what he's doing? Do y'all see where this is going?
About it. It's very fascinating, but today most Bible-believing Christians, even saved brethren, think that it's our job to go to war for a political nation called Israel, and they are not the Israel of the Bible by any stretch of the imagination. This is very difficult when you talk to brothers and sisters in Christ, and they don't have the discernment to see what the scriptures say about who God's chosen people are.
Oh, shit.
We are called God's chosen people in the New Testament.
Who is we? Wait a minute.
Right.
What are you talking about? Hold up. He got black people in it?
We are called the Israel of God.
He's a Berean. You know any black Bereans?
Right.
Wait a minute. There is one black Berean. I forgot, brother. I'm sorry. My bad. I really forgot about you till I said that. Brother Berean. Right. But besides Brother Berean, is there
no, go ahead.
I don't know any besides it. But look,
Galatians chapter 6 in the New Testament. But people will point back to prophecies that were speaking about Jesus Christ and his millennial reign to come. And they say, oh, 1948, that was fulfilled. Whoa. You're going to take a prophecy of Jesus and say it was fulfilled in 1948 by the Rothschild family? The banking elitists that try to keep everybody poor and they want to depopulate the whole world? Why is it so many Christians cannot discern the truth? The Bible tells us that my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Well, we don't know what the Bible says, or we don't know how to apply it, or
who is my people he keep talking about?
Maybe he's just reading.
Now he's saying my people. He used the Israelite scriptures. What knowledge y'all destroyed for? What's going on here? What are you about to say?
Right.
We heard somebody say something else, and we just kept it, and we didn't check it according to the Bible. We're called to be Bereans to see whether these things are so, right? If it's
does the Bible say we're called to be Bereans to see whether these things are so? Can you find me that scripture now? Do it exist?
What was that? I'm just like,
you ever heard that one before?
That's why I'm like,
What is it? What's the definition of Berean? Do you know? I need Jonathan or somebody on here that know that junk. I ain't go to.
There is a definition
like that. I ain't stay in the class long enough to learn but I ain't. Let me see. Berean definition.
They were studious.
The Berean is a person who examines new ideas by comparing them to the Bible.
Right.
What? Berea was excuse me. Hold on, Knock. Yeah, go ahead. Talk about. Yeah.
No, I'll just go ahead and give what I pulled it up to. So it says that the Bereans were a group of Jews in the Bible who were known for their eagerness to learn and examine the scriptures. They're described in the book of Acts as being noble-minded and more open to the truth than the Jews of Thessalonica. Let me move down here. It says, what did the Bereans do? Things that they did were they compared Paul's teachings to the Old Testament. They cross-examined Paul for evidence. They saw coherence and guidance from the Lord. They concluded the gospel Paul proclaimed was the truth that fulfilled Old Testament promise. So basically, Bereans are a model for Bible students. So basically, they're saying that because they study and they examine and cross-examine the Bible to find the proof.
So he know precepts because they've been watching our videos. I got it. All right, cool.
There you go. That's basically it in the show.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, I understand. All right, okay. That's where Brother Berean got it from. That's literally what they taught you. Watch the Israelites say what they say and then bring all their precepts to church and then say it to the church. Okay, I got you. Yeah. All right, cool. Makes sense. So what he's going to do, just to fast forward through it, right? Now that y'all know his angle, he going to pull out this, and then he going to pull out the big shebang.
This the one he's talking about?
Oh, yeah. I will bless him that bless thee and curse him that curse thee.
I already know where he's going.
You know, all the families of the earth shall be Israelites. I mean, shall be blessed. Because that's what he explains. He don't explain the blessed part. He explains all the families of the earth shall be Israelites because we are the Israel of God. In the New Testament, it says, you know, so yeah. He don't understand. But that's that. So as you heard, though, at the beginning of the thing, right? Y'all hit the like button when y'all come in the building, Baba Kasha, and subscribe if the video helps you at all. The water.
The water for that too. Yeah.
If you know, if you see or heard what he said, he straight up told you that, you know, we are who we say we are. So yeah. He said that they're not who they say they are. He said that the fake people, Jewish people, are not the biblical Israelites, right? So I want you guys to watch. What's this one? Okay, yeah. This is an actual rabbi explaining to you guys their little thing, but he's also going to be crafty because he's not going to give you certain definitions, which we'll talk about. What I want you to realize that they do is they will tell you the truth, but only half of it or a part of it, right? They'll tell you they're converts, but then when it comes to them giving you the definition of what a Jew is, they'll lie. Instead of making it a nationality, they'll say it's something different. You know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to really understand this part because this is something I see happening more and more as time goes on. As they try to shun, you know, Zionism because they know it's about to ramp up now that Trump is back in office. They're trying to shun it and make it, you know, not a big old target because it's going to be a target now with all the Muslims and stuff like that and the Free Palestine thing and all that stuff, right? So it's a target now. People see what they're doing with I ain't gonna get into politics. So yeah, people see what's going on though, right? So that's that. It's a target. So what they've doing or what they've started doing rather for the last year since that little war in the Middle East been going on is they've literally had rabbis like this guy go on certain podcasts to explain that they're converts and that Judaism is supposed to be this like peaceful religion, right? So, but when he explains what a Jew is, he's not going to explain it the way that we know it is explained in the Bible or in the Torah. He's going to explain it like anybody can be a Jew, which is not true. Okay?
We don't see it, Cap. I think you took it off the screen, did you?
Oh, what? You don't see it?
No, you don't have it up. Need to share it. Yeah, there you go. There we go.
All right. Goodness gracious.
And brother, oh, sorry.
You said what?
I was going to say to the brother that just posted it, Issachar, hey, we'll answer that question for you here in a little bit. unless you want to answer it
It's
now.
not the same as salvation. They will still be slaves, correct? I can answer that now. Yeah, for sure. They're still gonna be slaves. I wasn't even saying they was gonna get a blessing. Their blessing, we're actually gonna bring this precept out after this video, but their blessing will be Isaiah 49:6. Their blessing will be after we save ourselves, we will be able to give them the light, which is the knowledge of the scriptures, the knowledge of the way of life according to the Most High. That is their only blessing. Issachar. That's all they deserve, right? They don't deserve nothing more. They don't get a real blessing because they cursed us. So there's no need to give them what they think they're going to get. They're going to get what they deserve, right? Part of that's going to be a double cup of the dregs of the things it did to us. So they're going to have to drink those, the whole cup. So, you know, the Most High likens his judgment to a ring. What goes around comes around, and it will fall swiftly on their head, right? Recompense, as the Most High calls it, repayment, right? Scriptures say that we're going to get to take them to our place and rule over our oppressors that had us in captivity, right? Two scriptures, Isaiah 14 and Revelations 13. So we have, you know, multiple accounts proving what their blessing is going to be. It just seems more of a blessing to us because at the end of the day, they were made for our sakes. So it is a blessing for us. But if they know how to look at who they are and what they are and know why they were made and they actually will accept it, they'll understand that the fact that they're alive getting to serve us at that time will be a blessing in itself. Got me? All right. Good question, though. I like when Issachar asked.
No, actually, that was a good question because I think a lot of people get that confused. But yeah, that was a good question.
Entire Zionist history, culture, Jewish identity is all contrived. It's synthetic. It's artificial. If people sat down, and they still do today, there are think tanks, JPPI and
JPP. JP Magan or JP Morgan is Jewish, guys, in case you already know that. JPPI is JP think tanks for the Jewish people in their banking and stuff like that, right? Jewish people in the way that they're going to contrive themselves. Jewish people in their Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center and all the different things that they run to try to fix their name amongst the people, right?
And various others like that. And I think, how could we further advance Zionism? How could we change the story? How could we better the story? How could we progress? How could we get more followers? And one of the things they did was they wanted to make Jews appear as if they are organically connected to the Holy Land, but not from a religious perspective, not from a spiritual perspective, not from a God-centric perspective, rather from a national perspective.
What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy, bringing you another gold nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside. Yeah. Stolen
years. He's a well-known critic of Zionism, and his most recent work, The Empty Wagon,
Created as a substitute for Judaism, a replacement for Judaism itself.
81-page treatise on the differences between
Gab, you doing that?
Yeah, my bad. I thought I was talking. I forgot I was on mute. I'm coughing, guys. I'm trying not to, you know, be nasty on camera and stuff. I'm sick. So, what I was saying was, he's about to answer a question of what is a Jew. I want you. The only reason I'm playing this video is so you can hear this part. I'm not gonna play this whole thing. I want you guys to hear what his explanation of what a Jew is, because he's gonna explain. He's already told you that it's fake, right? The whole explanation and everything that they have is all fabricated. They have think tanks to come up with what they're gonna say and all that type of crap, right?
Right.
They don't know what a Jew is because they have think tanks that told them what to say a Jew is, right?
Right.
Watch what he says a Jew is, and he's gonna tell you. She just told you. I fast forwarded. He's been a rabbi for over 30 years. Okay.
between Judaism and Zionism.
Zionism itself was created as a substitute for Judaism, a replacement for Judaism, and a way to negate Judaism.
Yeah, so that takes us to our first question. What is a Jew?
Zionists are unable to answer because they negated the real definition. When I say the real definition, I mean the only intellectually consistent one. Being a Jew, in the most accurate way to describe it, is a job description given by God. God said, you are deputized into this
religion, you're obligated to fulfill these commandments, whether you do them or not. The obligation, the job description, defines you as a Jew.
That's so whack. That is, man, that's terrible. You're on mute, Cap, but that's terrible.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say that. I just wanted you to look at my face. Because he just said Zionists can't explain what it is.
Right.
And then he explained what it is.
Right.
Without explaining what it is.
Right.
He told you a Jew is a job description. So nigga, I can apply. Yeah.
Right.
I can sign up to make $150 million a year in reparations.
Did he actually also say it doesn't matter if you keep the laws or not, too?
I
Because
can
it's just
apply to live in that high rise y'all got over there in New York, where only y'all can live at, with the nice couches and stuff, and the underground tunnels that get you through the city. Y'all can just walk and, you know, play with your hats underground and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
I'm asking. He says a job description. I could apply. What's the website?
Right.
Youwish.org.
Maybe ask Amari Stoudemire.
Oh yeah, he definitely got a job. Him, Shine,
Shine.
A couple brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, point is, I'll let him finish because he ain't done yet explaining what a Jew is or what he thinks a Jew is. But him being a Jew, this is funny. But he tells you has nothing to do with Jacob, his sons, the son Judah himself, and the descendants of that son Judah. He don't even tell you if he believes there was a son Judah that they shortened to make the word Jew. I don't even know if he knows that. So, yeah, it's crazy, not. I got some precepts, so I guess we should bring them out. But I'm gonna let him finish. Give me Genesis 35 and 23 though, just to hold it, and then when he's done, we'll get into it.
Now, the Zionists didn't want this definition of Jew. The Zionist plan was to change, to end anti-Semitism by changing Semitism as far as Jews are concerned, by eliminating that.
So he said that
problem with the original plan
didn't want that definition of Jew. I don't believe that because that's the definition that they use. That's why everybody can convert. Right? When you go to Israel right now, they got Ethiopians, they got Asian people, they got all types of people over there. They let them all convert. They all got the little small hats, right?
Yep.
So they're letting them do that because a Jew is what they say it is. What he said it is. It's a job description. If you take on the job description, you can call yourself that, according to them. Right? So that is what the Zionists wanted. This is something that he was told to say.
And assimilation is that it didn't work. In the late 1800s, there were pogroms, primarily in Russia, which showed the Zionists, or the assimilated Jews, actually, that assimilated Jews are still Jews and they're still hated. But now that's where the identity crisis comes in. The subtitle of my book is Zionism's Journey from Identity Crisis to Identity Theft. The Zionists didn't understand this. They were thinking, why do people hate us if we're just like the Gentiles? We're just regular Russians. Why do they look at us as Jews? That's a very good question. I once asked an anti-Semite, a real famous, I don't want to say his name, real famous anti-Semite, how do you decide who's a Jew? He says, well, whoever identifies as a Jew is Jewish. The Zionists
See? They put the words together. If you know the words, you understand why they use them like that.
Right.
Whoever identifies as a Jew acts like a Jew is literally what he just said, because Jewish isn't a Jew, it's somebody that acts like one. If I call you childish, I'm not saying you are a child, I'm saying you act like one. If I say you're English, you're not an Ingle, you act like an Ingle. You English. If I say you Scottish, you the people that took Scotland. You're not the real Scot, You act like a Scot. You're a Scot-ish. Kind of like that, but not the right thing.
You can go on and on and on.
You know
Irish.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, Jew, right? To be a Jew is to be a Jew. A Jew is somebody that descends from Judah. Or a person, if you're talking about kingdom-wise, which doesn't exist right now. But at the time we had kingdoms, right? 2 of them. In the southern kingdom, you had the kingdom of Judah, because Judah was the head tribe of that kingdom, and it had multiple tribes in it, right? 3 to be exact. Right. So, yeah, right? That's where the 2 definitions of Judah or Jew comes from. To be a Jew is usually supposed to originally, based on its etymology, supposed to mean you descend from Judah.
Did you want that script?
Yeah, go ahead, give me that.
Now, this is the book of Genesis, chapter the book of Genesis, chapter 35 and verse 23. The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun.
So Judah is one of the sons of Jacob, right? Through Leah. Give me Hebrews 7:14. Just to show somebody came from Judah. Multiple people came from Judah. But Judah is a person whose loins you spring from. That's how you call yourself a Jew, right? Go ahead, read that.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 7 and verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
It's evident that our Lord took up the job title of a Jew.
For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
It is evident our Lord went on Indeed and applied for the job title of a Jew.
For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood.
Why they speak about Moses in the tribe concerning priesthood if it's just a job title that you can apply to? If you uptake the job of a Jew, then you are a Jew. Nick, shut up. No, that's not what that means. It's not. It's not. Like, you could take up the job of a Jew, but that don't make you a Jew. If you, like, I don't know, if you run into a fire, does that make you a firefighter, or does that make you stupid? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
real talk. So, if you run into a moving car, are you now, a bumper cart, or are you about to be a dead person? Like, what's the, you know what I'm saying? You took up the job of a bumper cart. Are you a monster truck because you ran into the car with full force? Like, you took up the job of the things they be doing in the little derby and stuff in Kentucky. Like, I don't understand. Right? If you take up the job of something, you automatically become that thing. If I go put my dumpster outside, I'm the garbage can now. I mean the garbage man. Right. While I'm bringing it to the driveway, like, bruh, what in the world? I don't understand. That's not how definitions work, correct? But he's already explained to you it's all fake. We have think tanks. We just come and tell you guys whatever they told us to tell you.
and y'all
said to themselves,
huh?
I said, and they believe it. Go ahead.
Yep. They're believing it right now. He just told them that, and they're believing what he's saying. I wouldn't believe nothing he said after he told me that.
Right.
What? Well, then why are we doing an interview? You just gonna lie to me and tell me what the think tank told you to say. Right. JPPI. Right?
Hey, we don't want to be Jews, but the Gentiles won't let us be Gentiles. So what are we? That was the identity crisis.
Yeah, because there's like, you could ask somebody like Matatua, right, who goes to Israel all the time, or any brother that goes to Israel all the time that when they talk to the white people over there, the so-called Jewish people over there, a lot of them don't even rep that stuff. They just there living off the benefits. They know who the real people is. They're not even religious.
I gotta ask this, Captain.
Huh?
I gotta ask this. Don't they always claim that those who go against who they say they are anti-Semites, right? So it just proves to me that they know exactly that that we can't be, or who they claim out to be anti-Semites cannot be anti-Semites. I mean, it's clear to me they know that. So just like he says, they bring up they have these think tanks, they have these groups that come together, they form some type of narrative. Oh, we're going to say if anyone denies us, they're anti-Semite. And all you got to do is look up the word Semitic, and you'll see that Arabs are Semitic, right? Right? The white man is Semitic. We are Semitic. So, so it's kind of crazy how I guess they just got the spell on folks. I guess they got the spell on people, man. It's just crazy how they can they got the money, they rule the world. So I can see how they do all these things
Yeah,
together.
a lot of people know. That's why these videos are out. People know who they are. It's just
Yeah.
they have the money to pay to keep changing stuff. That's what he told you.
God.
And many scholars have used that phrase in various contexts. It was an identity crisis. So they came up with what I call identity theft. We're going to change the
It ain't what you calling it. That's what it is. Y'all stole an identity.
What are you
And
talking about?
it's called identity theft. You're Jewish, not a Jew. You don't even know the definition, fool. If I asked you, could you prove it with a scripture from the Torah, please? You wouldn't know what the hell to pull up.
Right. They go to their
definition of Jew. Nationalism was just starting in those days.
What you could do is play the voiceover for the Pink Panther.
It was the 1800s. It was the Balkan people and others. Nation states started being formed in those days, and they said, "Hey, nationalism worked for so many people. Let it work for the Jews as well." So we're going to change the definition of Jew to a nationality until the Zionists.
But it's not.
That's wild. He just
Jew
literally
is not
just
a
said
nationality.
Right.
They didn't change it to a nationality. You saw he just double talk? He knows they don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
He just explained the definition of Jew based off what they told him the definition of Jew is, because he told us that they created that. That the definition of a Jew is somebody that takes up the job of a Jew. If you decide to keep the commandments, you can consider yourself a Jew. Ain't that what he said?
Yep.
And then he says they want the job, or they want the definition of Jew to be nationalistic, but you just spoke about people that don't want to be Jews, that want to be Gentiles, having an identity crisis because they don't want to be associated with the nationality of Jew because they know they're freaking from Poland.
Right.
Nigga, I'm Polish. I moved over here because they told me that I wouldn't have to stay over here with Putin. My grandfather was trying to lead the Soviet Union. They told us we could come over here because we spoke Hebrew. That's it, Yiddish. That was it. And we'll explain why they spoke Yiddish using our characters in a minute, because that started with Bulan.
Nobody looked at the Jews as a nationality. The plan was to change the definition of a Jew to a nationality.
The reason they didn't look at the Jews as a nationality is because these people that are known as Jews today, everybody has known since at least the 750s AD that they are converts. Understood? Let me show you something right quick. Hold on. Real quick. Before I play the rest of these two videos that I'm going to play. Quick Google search. When was the final expulsion of Jews from Jerusalem? We know about 70 AD. Do you know about 135? In 132 to 136 CE, the Romans suppressed Jewish religion practices and renamed it Syria Palestina. Let me see. The Romans destroyed Jerusalem. What the first thing say? After the second Jewish revolt against Rome. I'm trying to. I had something else that I was going to pull up. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. And then when you take that information, I want to show you this one last thing before I read that stuff for you. I thought I had this one pulled up, but okay. So a lot of information y'all probably don't know. Jews were restricted from settling in and around Jerusalem in the 6th century. In 617, the Persians broke alliances with the Jews, banned Jewish settlements in Jerusalem, and taxed the Jewish population. Right? In 628, the Byzantine Empire, Heraclius, I spoke about him, he's in the PowerPoint, promised to restore Jewish rights, but later reneged on the agreement. A massacre of the Jewish population occurred, devastating the Jewish communities of Jerusalem and Galilee. Many Jewish refugees fled to Egypt. The Byzantines prohibited the construction of new synagogues, though the repair of old synagogues were permitted. Now, hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought. So first Arabs didn't get to Egypt until 639 AD. Who was in Egypt at this time? Do you know? Based off the history I've showed you guys? Not, can you answer? Because they ain't gonna answer. I don't got time to listen to them right now or to wait for the chat. Did you hear the question?
Oh, what was the question? What was the question?
I said that like in 628, right? Let's say that. Around 628, 650, AD. Who was ruling Egypt? The Muslims weren't there yet. They didn't get there till 639. So at least 10 more years.
Who was ruling Egypt at that time?
Who takes Egypt from the African people?
I got a brain fart, Cap. Sorry.
White people, bro.
You said that. You
White
You're talking about Greeks?
The Greek, well, yeah. I guess if you want to call them that. Like I said, I don't like to call white people.
Yeah, you know what I meant when I said it.
Let's just say crackers, right? White people. I do mean whatever. But yeah, those people are the ones that stole it from the Africans, right? And then the Arabs stole it from them. That's what happened. Alexander named Egypt, Alexandria. Alexandria. Their capital. Cairo was Alexandria, right? Now they got Cairo and Alexandria. So they got, so the Arabs took it after the white man took it. But this time period, these Jews that are being killed by the Byzantines primarily are a bunch of converts, which is why we reneged on letting them have our stuff. We ain't finna let a bunch of people that we know aren't our people live in our land.
No.
Because y'all kicked us out of it. And y'all want to act like us now? Nah. Heraclius was standing on business. He did what y'all do, right? He did a y'all. He made a treaty and then he broke it. Because that's what y'all did with us. Right? And contrary to popular belief, I know for a fact every single one of the Byzantine kings knew that they were Israelites. Because they proved it through their literature, they proved it through the way they acted, they proved it through their belief in the Most High with the way that they taught Christianity. Because I told you guys and showed you in the PowerPoint, their Christianity was much different than ours now. There's a reason it was called the Holy Roman Empire when they took over Rome, as opposed to just the Roman Empire. They were trying to make it set apart. They knew what the word holy meant as opposed or in relation to what the Bible states, right? And how they were supposed to live as a people. They tried to do that, right? It just didn't work out that well because they were still amongst the heathen, which is what we weren't supposed to be amongst in the first place. Is why we're supposed to kill them in Israel, right? When we took the land, so that they don't influence us. We allowed them to stay in Greece, in Rome, in Jerusalem, and they influenced us. So they ended up being able to take back over again, right? But for this time period, Heraclius was standing on business, and he made it so that they couldn't go back, right? So back to what the white guys tell them. What they don't teach you guys, right? And what a lot of Israelites don't know. During this period, we aren't calling ourselves Jews. We teach it through the Maccabees book, but y'all don't know how long that spans, how long that lasts. You're not Jews now. You don't call yourself Jews now because it was a very long period of time that you didn't consider yourself such a thing. You knew what you were as far as your history, but because we weren't allowed to call ourselves Jews for so long, we just got used to calling ourselves Christians. That's why Christian became a byword. Before everybody wanted to be Christian, they looked at Christian the way that they would look at Israelite now. Now that everybody knows what an Israelite is, the black people, right?
Right.
Black Hebrew Israelites, Hispanics and stuff, right? Native Americans. So, like, they know who the Israelites is. They don't like us. The word Christian, while we were the Christians and the only Christians, that's the way that the word Christian was used. It was a byword. It wasn't something everybody wanted to be. Once the white man took control of the Christian religion, that's when they made it, appealing for everybody to want to be that.
Okay.
Now they can use it in a way where the word Christian is a loving word. It's if you're a Christian, you believe in God and all this other stuff. Before, if you were a Christian, it was basically you calling yourself a Jew. These people weren't Jews, they were Jewish. That's why they call themselves Jewish, and all their manuscripts say the word Jewish and all that stuff. They've been Jewish for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
They knew the definitions. Everybody knew it was a fake nation state based off what I'm about to show you in this next video, right? So let us play that.
Gotta pull it back up. There you go.
I'm actually gonna play this one now, just so we don't waste no more time. Because we 2 hours in.
The fact is he converted to Judaism.
And can you enlarge your cap?
And then in the course of time, the nobility, his advisors also converted to Judaism, and then his people. And by the year 900, this was a Jewish kingdom. This was a Jewish kingdom. This was a Jewish kingdom.
Today, I'm going to talk about this coin. Quite an interesting one, this. This turned up in a Viking horde in Sweden, but kind of strange writing. Looks Arabic, doesn't it? It looks actually quite a lot like a dirham, and that looks a lot like the Shahada. You'd expect
Viking horde in Sweden, he's about to tie it to the Byzantines and all that type of stuff, and the Norse people, which I already showed you guys, are the Israelites from the tribe of Dan. So this is a Danite Viking hoarded coin that he's about to explain that leads to and from a conversation from a black Hebrew Israelite and one of the last converted kings of the final stage of the Khazarian cognate, explaining to him that we've converted to your religion. So once word gets back to this brother, eventually Constantine at the time, I don't think it was the original one, but he was still the brother. So the Constantine at the time's people and Vladimir and them over in Kiev in the Primitive Empire come together as brothers to take down the Khazars. And that's how they fall. The Israelites take out the fake Jews, the Jewish people, and it shall happen again. All praise to the Most High. But watch this.
To the Most High.
Expected to say Muhammad is the messenger of God. It doesn't. It says Moses is the messenger of God. This is the 10th century AD. Who exactly is stamping coins with the idea that Moses is the messenger of God? Well, to answer this question, we can't really be looking at Sweden. We have to go quite some distance. If you go to the Caucasus, the mountains north of Turkey, if you go to the Crimea on the Black Sea.
Some historian, he can't even pronounce Caucasus right.
Around this time, you have a very unusual state that's called the Khazar Khanate. And yes, that is the word Khan. You may recognize it from Genghis Khan. Khan is essentially a term that you find applied to...
Anybody watch UFC?
Khan. What are you thinking of? Oh, wait a minute. You talking about, I already know you're thinking of. I just thought about when you asked that, I know what you're about to do.
I'm about to show you somebody that actually...
Talking about to show a real Khazar, a current one.
Current one.
I knew where you were going. Yeah.
You mentioned Genghis Khan. I more so like to refer to Attila the Hun because he's more so around the time period. And there's people that look like him today, right? They usually fight in the UFC. They're good at wrestling. They like to grapple and wrestle bears in the snow and stuff. That's what they do, right?
Yep.
So they're nomadic people, which he's going to talk to you about. This is usually what they look like. Some form of this. Right?
Bevo better be of.
This is Shavkat Rachmanov, right?
Rachmanov.
He got a little bit of an Asian look, but he's also white. Feel me? Because he comes from both sides of the mountains. His mama's from the Asian side. His daddy's from the Khazar side, right? So he's a straight up mountain man. You feel me? Then you got like, let me see.
No, you need to go with what's his name? The one that was undefeated. He retired undefeated. I forgot his name. Damn it.
Habib Nurmagomedov.
There you go. You just said it. That's right.
I can't pronounce. I can't spell it, but we're gonna pull him up. They'll get what I'm trying to say. There it is. Bow. So look.
There he is.
This is the other form of what they look like. And when you mix what you just saw with this man, you get what you have in Israel today. They also can look like this. This is a cousin of his, right? Who's fighting right now. So this is what they look like, though, right? This is what a form of all of the Jewish people look like today. Either a mix of this guy by himself, that guy right there, or, you know, these two white guys, their cousins, or the guy that we just saw that looked like he's mixed with an Asian person, right? These are the Jewish people. These are the stock. These are what they come from. These are the people from the Caucasus Mountains, right? These are the descendants of the Khazars. So, or you have this version. When you go to the ones that went to Spain that mixed with us, you get Ilia Topuria, right? So his daddy's from Russia, Georgia, which Georgia was a Israelite province. It's named after an Israelite king, and just like the state I'm from, named after the same name. So, but he's also of the Spanish side, you know, where the Jews was. His ancestors are those people as well. So this is literally what most of them try to claim their mix is, and this is what a lot of them look like, the so-called Jewish people today, right? He's not Jewish, by the way. He don't claim to be Jewish, but he's who they come from, or his stock of people, rather, right? Which is why they look like this. You feel me? So I wanted to show you that because these are all people that don't claim to be Jewish, but they look like the Jewish people because they all come from the same stock.
Right.
We don't look like Hamites. I want you to do, but when you look us up and them, they don't look the same as us. They don't. So when you put people that look the same, it's typically because their phenotype is the same because they're related, right?
Right.
You got a Marab Dervishweli. He's the other side of the people from Georgia that aren't mixed with Ilia Toporia's folks. He's straight mountain man, straight Caucasus Mountains, right? This is the other side of them. When you mix this with that, you get Jewish. He look Jewish right here in this picture, don't he? Ilia Topuria. He like somebody that'll sell you some glasses and a gold chain on a diamond district. For real. So I just wanted to show you that, right? So you check I put like, you know, a visual to these people as I'm showing you all this video. So did I X out of that? No, I did. Okay, so all right.
The leaders of steppe nomads of horsemen, these guys who arrived.
He said steppe nomads. The first guy I showed you was wearing a nomadic hat to prove he was a steppe nomad, right? Yep. That's what these people looked like. That's why I showed you him first, because that's who he's talking about here. But I showed you the other mixes to show you what they look like now, because Rachmanov, he's from a small village where they just, you know, stay amongst themselves. They ain't even got TVs and stuff. So they all probably look alike, right? They're all probably cousins and all that type of stuff, like degenerates, you know, the hills have eyes type folks. So real talk. So like, you know, But for the ones that get to space themselves out and stuff like that, they end up looking like Ilya Taporia, which is why the Jewish people today look like it.
From Central Asian steppes, proceed to knock over whatever power structures are there and start building their own state. And that's actually kind of what the Khazars are trying to do around this time frame. They're trying to build their own state. How do you do that? When you're starting from scratch, it's really quite a challenge to build a state. But you know what's really helpful? A worldview that says you are in charge because the Lord Almighty says so. It's actually quite useful. You see this.
He's explaining this part not to be funny. He's literally about to tell you the story of why they decided to choose to be the Israelites. Once Bulan and them people find out that the Jews are supposed to be in control of everybody, all these religions come from them, it only makes sense if we're going to try to take power to be the people that could eventually control everyone. And then we could make them believe it because God said so. God actually said so. He just didn't say that those were the people that were actually supposed to be in power. They're Jewish, not the Jews.
Right.
But the people don't know that. They think we're the Jews and we're going to make them believe we're the Jews. So that's how they did it. They made them believe they're the Jews, even though they used the word Ashkenazi Jewish to prove they're not. People are stupid. They know this. They count on it. Their years of experience running the banks and learning how people control their money also allows them to predict that people will be controlled, period. If you can predict how a person's going to move their money, you can predict their every move.
Right.
Which is why the government wants to know how you move your money.
Right.
In Western Europe, you see the conversions of the Saxons, you see the conversions of the Pomeranians, of the Poles. And the first thing that these groups do when they go Catholic is they write to the Pope and they say, send me a crown. Writing to Islam. Why are they doing this? It's about control. It's about power. Gods are one thing, but if you want to be in charge, there are two ways you can do it. You can say, I am the biggest, toughest guy. I will punch you in the face. And you can be in charge. Or you can say, man upstairs says I'm in charge. And you're in charge. Obviously, I oversimplify. But one of the things that the organized Abrahamic religions do really well is create a formalized power structure. There are layers. There is a guy at the top, and he has a divine right to be there. So you see, basically people adopting it as a political act. It's something you do to make your power more solid. And the Khazar Khanate is really no exception. Around this time, they're being actively proselytized by a number of groups. In Cordoba, in the Caliphate in Spain, there is a man called Hasdai ibn Shaprut. He's the foreign secretary to the Caliph. He himself is Jewish. This comes from that time frame where Islamic leaders habitually employed Jewish advisors. And he starts hearing really strange rumors. He'd heard that they were Jewish, which struck him as bizarre. Fantastic, if possible, but bizarre. And Jewish theology around this time is being built on the fact that the Jews are a stateless people.
Do y'all get where he's going so far? Knock you there? No.
Con, I'm here.
Like, do you understand what he's saying?
Con.
I guess you do. Do y'all in the chat understand what he's saying so far? He's explaining to you the fact that these people, right? They chose power because they found out the power that the Israelites had. Second thing was Hasdai, right? Or Joseph ben Ezra. I showed you that. Salakia. He's explaining to you the significance of him in this letter that he's about to explain. But just so y'all know, this dude that he showed you is this guy that I showed you, right? They're the same person, okay? This is his original face from the Arab manuscripts. This is his face from the Jewish people that they want you to believe now. This is from Kosher River Cruises, right? That's where he got this picture from. Kosher River Cruises, a Jewish website, right? trying to show you what this man looks like. Okay. But this is the actual drawn image of him. Right? So just wanted y'all to see that. That's who he's talking about. That's the Jewish guy that he's talking about that wrote this letter, or had this letter wrote to him and had it replied by this, King Joseph. So listen to what he says about this letter and everything, because everybody else that you're going to hear in this video is going to explain this whole thing. They're all going to be talking about this one guy, and they're going to add in the actual Jewish man, Yehuda ben Halevi, when the actual Jewish people start talking, because they're not going to want to give all this reverence to the black guy, right? They want to give it to their scholar. So watch that.
But suddenly,
this dude's not Jewish. He's Scottish, so he don't give a damn.
there's a state. What's this about? He gets very curious, and of course he's got some contacts, being the foreign secretary of a major world power. So he gets some letters sent out. Now, sending letters this sort of distance around this time, that's not an easy job. But after a couple of attempts...
So he's saying Ibn Shaprut, or Joseph ben Ezra, the black guy, finds out from this letter that there's somebody that says that there's a Jewish state. So he sends out letters across the land to try to find out what the hell they're talking about. What is he? What you mean? Because he just said earlier, right? If you were listening, paying attention, that the Jews that were known to be Jews, their whole aspect of life was based around the fact that they don't have a holy land right now. They don't have a homeland. Why? Because I just showed you guys the edict that prevented them from going back there, right? Not just us, but them. So any of us that was in Spain or whatever that was known as a Jew, we couldn't go back there and do anything either.
Right.
We had to stay in the lands that the Christians were in. We were allowed to practice our faith. So kind of like how the Moors were undercover Jews in Muslim territory, a lot of us were like pretending to be Christians.
Crypto Jews.
Yeah.
I think they call them crypto Jews is what I think.
Right. Crypto Jews. So there's different aspects. It's not just for Islam. It was also happening with Christianity too. So, but now when you look through the history, they just tell you they were Christians because they don't want you to know that they were Jews.
Right.
So they'll tell you that about the Moors, but they won't tell you about the Christians and stuff in the Byzantine Empire and things like that. So he's basically explaining that, right? He's explaining that this guy, Ibn Shaprut, hears that there's a nation state of Israel. He's trying to find out what it is. The problem is it's not going to be where he thought it was going to be. It's not going to come from Jerusalem. The reply is going to come from the Caucasus Mountains. That's where the nation state of Israel is from. That's where the problem arises. Okay? That just so y'all can follow where this is going. The black man is like, yo, my people are mad because we ain't got our homeland back yet. There's so many of you white people over there still living in the damn land. We didn't have to have one of our Byzantine kings tell y'all can't go back there no more. We could try to clear the land out. And now that we did that, the damn Persians then moved in and the Muslims then tried to take it over. Because if y'all don't know, the Umayyad dynasty had parts of, well, not parts. They took Israel down for a time during this edict where we couldn't go back. That was also part of the reason we couldn't go back, because if you did, you was going to die. So, yeah.
Several months of travel time, he actually gets a reply. Now, the reply is written.
Do you see the script? It's very similar to the Hebrew that they have now. It's because we taught them how to use these characters. They always knew since the 900s how to use these characters and incorporate it with their language. We taught them how to do that. We spoke German, we spoke Hebrew, we spoke Yiddish, all that crap, because we were ruling them in their lands. He's going to explain to you. If it's not him, it's going to be the next guy. They're going to explain to you how the Byzantine Empire and the rulers of the Primitive Empire in Kiev and Russia, they actually came together, and that these people, the Khazars, actually used to go to Russia to trade with those people of the Primitive Empire. They would be speaking Hebrew. So if these people in Russia didn't know how to speak it, how the hell would the Khazars be able to talk to them if that's the only language they spoke? Well, it wasn't Hebrew they were speaking. We taught them to use our characters so we could read what they were saying, but the dialect that they would use when speaking our characters wasn't Hebrew, it was Yiddish. This is a verifiable fact, right? So, it comes from this letter. This is the only written document that they have from any Khazarian ever.
Man calls himself Khan Joseph. So you can see where this is going already. Khan Joseph is pleased to confirm that he is in fact Jewish, that the Khazar Khanate is
Jewish.
In fact, Jewish.
That the Khazar Khanate is Jewish. Right.
And it has been for some time.
And they have been for some time, not forever, for 200 years at this time. Started in 750. We're now in about 950. I'm going to pull him up so you can see his birth date and all that type of crap, what they have on him on the internet. They don't even have a picture of this guy because all they have known about him is this letter. In the time period it was dated by because of the black man that received it.
Very interesting explanation for why this has come to be. So the Khazar Khanate finds itself presented with several options. You find Byzantine emissaries requesting that they convert to Orthodoxy, and at the same time they're receiving emissaries from the Caliphate requesting that they convert to Islam. Joseph has a very specific anecdote. He talks about one of his predecessors, a Khan called Bulan.
So what he's about to explain to you something that a lot of you don't know. They had two opportunities to change their religion, the Khazars. It happened the first time with King Bulan in the 700s, which he's about to explain. It was then given the option to happen the second time by us. The Byzantine Empire, the Ptolemaic Empire, and the Umayyad dynasty. We didn't let the Umayyads get their hand in it, but we definitely took it. We gave them the opportunity. Hey, y'all can convert to Catholicism so that we could take back our title as the Jews and go back to Israel, because we were going to have our fight with the Byzantines. Now that we had, with the Umayyads, now that we had our unity and our stronghold with the Ptolemaics as them being our brothers and stuff, right? We were going to be able to fight them together, which would take down the Umayyad dynasty, which is eventually how it happened, right? But what wasn't put into perspective was the fact that, this guy, Joseph, he was also given the opportunity to change, right? He was given the opportunity to change to Catholicism, to Islam, or to stay a Jew. He decided to stay a Jew because of the power that he knew it was going to give him. So we killed him. The problem was they already had 200 years of people. So after we took him down and took down their nation, they still had Jewish people that stayed in the land. They still had access to our language. They still had access to the characters that we taught them. Everything that we taught them, they still had access to. This is how they're able to continue to be the people they are, build the banking system and all that other crap. Because we didn't eradicate them completely. Right? He's going to give you a summary of that, but it's history that I'll go into another day on the class because it's going to be late today.
And Bulan is presented with this choice. He first asks the Islamic emissaries, if I were to be a Christian or a Jew, which would you prefer? They all answer, we would prefer that you were Jewish. He asked the Orthodox the same. Would you rather that I became a Muslim or became a Jew? He asked. And they answered, we would prefer that you became a Jew. And then Bulan put it to them that from their own mouths, they had both endorsed Judaism.
He doesn't give you the full explanation. Another guy's going to give you the real explanation after he finished talking. There's a couple of professors that are going to talk about this. He gives a very short version. What really happened was, he gets a Byzantine scholar, which is Israelite. He gets a Jewish man, which you know who they are, and he gets a Muslim. The Muslim scholar tells him, we got everything we got from the Jews. Muhammad was an idiot. He just copied everything from them and wrote it in a book because we found out that the book wasn't for us. Oh, okay. So you'd rather me be a Jew. I mean, if that's what you want, because that's where everything come from. Okay. So you just endorse the Jews. All right, bet. Next person. He calls in the Byzantine, the Christian, who's a Jew, right? He tells him, well, we Christians, but we're really the Jews. We the ones started it all. So you'd rather me be a Jew? I mean, I wouldn't rather you be a Jew, but the Jews is who started everything. You asked me which one started it. That was the real question, right? Which is the original religion of Abraham? They're all telling you it's Judaism because the Jews were the ones that started it. That was the endorsement for the Jews, right? And the Christian people who were there, who actually were Jews, explaining to them, well, this is actually who we are. We're the ones that started it. We're not going to Christianity because of Christ, but Christ was a Jew. Oh, so everything goes back to the Jews, which is what the next professor is going to explain. The fact that Bulan took it, or the reason he took it, was really because everything goes back to them. He saw the power that they had because everything started with them. Then he was able to put things together as far as other things, right? He was able to ask them certain questions. What does the Bible say about the Jews? Do they have any specific power according to the Bible? I'm positive somebody read him Deuteronomy 7-6. This is the 900s. They have a Bible.
They had to have read that to him.
Okay. So he understands, and it's not a political thing. Everybody knows who the Jews are supposed to be at this time. They're not at this time because everybody knows that there's no nation state of the Jews. So there's nobody to be above all people. If he can become a nation state of the Jews, he can give himself a right to be above all people, which is what he put together. Okay? That's the story.
Right.
So he converted to Judaism. Very much taking the third option. So Hasdai was obviously pretty pleased with all of this news, but nothing good lasts forever.
He says Hasdai was pleased. He wasn't pleased because Hasdai is an actual Jew. Hasdai is not. He knows that Israel, him being a Jew and not converted, an actual Israelite, he knows that the Most High chose a specific place. You can't just move the Most High's place and call it the nation state of Israel all the way in the damn Caucasus Mountains. The other scholars that we're going to play in a second in the same video, they're going to explain to you how Hasdai went back and told the other people, right? And they end up taking down this nation.
Don't forget that coin, we found that in the Spillings Hoard in Sweden. Norse who had made Russia their home at this point, yeah, they traded. They did a lot of that. They also did quite a lot of fighting. Like, quite a lot. At this same time, a number of these princes are converting to Orthodoxy at Byzantine urging. And all of a sudden, this allows them to craft marriage alliances with the Byzantines. It allows them to align their interests. Let's just say I'm the Prince of Kiev. Hi, I'm the Prince of Kiev. What I'm going to do is I'm going to marry the daughter of the Byzantine emperor. All of a sudden, our interests are aligned. We are now family. We're now of one blood. We are.
What he doesn't understand is they already knew they were of one blood. I'm going to show you this because I was waiting on this part to come up. This is the Prince of Kiev, right? Russian icon, Saint Vladimir. Again, this is the man who gave you the Russian icons, right? And his sons, the Passion Bearers, Saint Boris and Saint Geb, right? Boris, founder of Kiev, Prince of Kiev, right? Technically, the Prince of Kiev, though, that they call is Saint Vladimir. That's who they're really referring to when you talk about the one that started the pact with the Byzantine Empire, right? Google proof, verifiable evidence. Let me see. Hold on. Here we go. Which prince of Kiev first married a Byzantine? Vladimir the First of Kiev. Married Anna. How do you say that last name?
Can't see it.
Porofinigrogrita. Porfinrogenita. Anna Porfinrogenita. Clearly Greek.
What is that?
I can't. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's Byzantine Koine Greek.
Wow.
Okay? She black. All right. It's like Byzantine Anna Shaniqua. You know, like picture it being that. All right. That the same way the Greeks had them ghetto names, now like Demarius, Donquarius, you know, anything with the us on it is Greek. Y'all know that, right? It's the same way. The last names was ghetto too. That's why it got Regina and Roger and Anita and all that stuff in the same name. So Vladimir, right? He's the king of Kievan Rus, right? I just showed you him. So, yeah. Converted from Slavic paganism to Byzantine Christianity. Yeah, they crazy. So, but that's that, right? So they do their thing. And he wasn't no damn, that's a lie. But that's crazy. How they just put that on there. That was a lie. So but yeah, Vladimir, he's the one that started the alliance, right? This alliance that was started eventually is what ended their empire. Okay. But what this historian isn't telling you is that they were already family. They knew they were family, right? Just the rejoining of the nations, because these Norse people, as you said, went back up to Russia and they took it over. These Norse people are the same Danites that were in the land with them, right? Malseans and the Danaes, right? Dorians, Malseans. I showed you guys a history in the same PowerPoint. So Southern Kingdom was the Malseans, you know, King James people and stuff. They end up going to Ireland, Scotland, England, right? Then the North go to France, and then they go to Germany, and then they end up in Russia, Scandinavia and stuff, right? Trading these white people, people like Cullum Duggan himself, right? His ancestors are being taken in our Slavic slave trade. So that's how that works. Put this back up.
We are emotionally and biologically connected. We will act in concert at some point. So we can arrange mutual interests. But you're not going to marry heathens. It's the only Jewish state between the fall of the Second Temple and the rise of the modern state of Israel. I mean, they're on their own religiously.
You caught that?
Play back.
But you're not going to marry heathens. It's the only.
So we're not going to marry heathens.
Ah, okay. Said that kind of fast. That's why I didn't catch it. Okay.
This is the part I want you to catch.
The Jewish state between the fall of the Second Temple and the rise of the modern state of Israel. I mean, they're on their own religiously, and
the Khazar Cognate is the only Jewish state from the fall of Jerusalem in 70 AD and the new nation state of Israel.
That's crazy.
There was no Jewish state in between that time besides them.
Right.
Because there wasn't supposed to be.
Right.
There's no such thing as Jewish people. How can you make a Jewish state with people that don't exist? It's fake. They became a Jewish state because they adapted Judaism. They are the ones that first created this term Jewish because they knew they were a nation of converts. They knew what the ish meant because ish has been a suffix for a very, very long time. It just wasn't ish. It was ish in a different language, right? Whatever language they speak, but it had the same meaning as the ish suffix today in our language, English, right? The concept of that suffix, I'll say. So they had a concept of the ish that literally states they're not these people, they're acting like these people, i.e. converted.
Right.
That's what he writes in the letter in Yiddish to the actual Jew who's not a convert, who's in the Umayyad Empire, but friends and doing business with the Byzantine Empire, who now has a marriage alliance with their brothers of the Premlicid Empire in Kievan Rus, who's right next to these people. This black man, Hashtai, went back to the Byzantines. Let it be known, hey, yo, it's these people up in the mountains right next to your people that's pretending to be us. Y'all just going to let that happen? According to history, it makes it seem like it was just this marriage alliance that made their agenda the same, basically. Oh, well, we're the only people that aren't, we're the only Jews that aren't calling ourselves Jews in the area. We can't let these Jewish people be Jews, so we have to take them out. But it wasn't really that. It was more so like, these people are pretending to be us, and we don't like that. That's literally what it was. Once we found out who they were, because when we were doing trade with them, yeah, they're speaking, Hebrew, but that's because we still were speaking Hebrew. The ones in Russia, they were trading with them. They had access to those characters. The Danites were still moving back and forth through their slave trade. They had to know how to speak to everybody. They knew damn near every language that they were in contact with because they had to speak. When you look at the Norse language, the reason it's so hard to, read and it doesn't exist anymore is because it's a mix of so many different languages. The reason why is because the people that were speaking it, tribe of Dan, they traded with everybody. They mixed a bunch of different languages together.
Makes it incredibly hard to do these sorts of marriage alliances, they're the bread and butter of medieval diplomacy. You seal pretty much every deal with a trade of bodies. The Khazar Khanate is in this really awkward situation where it's Jewish, nobody else is Jewish.
I was trying to show you all this. So look, this is Israelite, Kiev and Rus. The blue, the AHOS blue is Khazaria, unfortunately. Georgian kingdoms is Byzantine, Bulgaria, Danube, but this is Dan here, right? You got Holy Roman Empire, more over here. Slavic people. So this is the rest of Khazaria, but they're split from them because we've taken them over. So we came over here and stood right here in the midst of that, right? Kiev and Rus, Primitive Empire, right? This is Vladimir's people right here. Okay? And you got Constantine and the Georgian kingdoms down here at the bottom. You got Dan here and there, and there, and there, right? Hungary, Danube, Bulgaria, right? And then you got the Muslims out here. Okay? All these things that say Khanates, these are Muslims. This is why when you go to the mountain places, right? The Nurmagomedovs and the Rachmanovs and all them people with the Av at the end of their name from the mountains, they all are Muslim. Unless they live in Georgia. Because Georgia, he was the king of Orthodox Christians. Right. So when he went up here and took this stuff over, he made sure his people in Georgia were Christian. But everybody else, they are, Muslim. So that's how that works.
It makes them an easy target. It means that anybody else who wants to convert to another guy's religion has immediate allies against them. The Alans, in fact, went Orthodox and invaded them a couple of times at Byzantine urging. You can't forge alliances in the same way as groups of larger religious factions can. We don't really know exactly how the Khazars fell. Joseph's letter was written sometime between 950 and 960, and that is the only documentary record from a Khazar that we actually have.
Because last week, the Jewish religion, what is the historical support? There's been so many novels, so many books on the Khazars and the Khazar and the empire and et cetera, et cetera. What's the historical support for that whole story?
Okay, I'd say the world's knowledge about the Khazars started in the 10th century when Chasai ibn Shaprut, who was the sort of foreign minister of Abdul Rahman III, the Caliph, the Umayyad Caliph of Andalusia, of Muslim Spain, heard from travelers that there was this nation in Central Asia, this Jewish nation. He wrote a letter and received to the king and asked what's going on. He received a letter back. This is
you see, he's giving you the story more so real, right? He heard from travelers that there's a nation state up there in the mountains. He's like, "Yo, what you talking about? Ain't no what? Ain't no Nick, what?" So he get letter back
from a king of the time named Yosef, who explains what I said before about the king's search for for the true religion. It is true that many.
So he explains what happened with Bulan 200 years before that, right? That's what the letter's about. And that, yes, we're a Jewish state now because our king before that converted. And actually, right now, as we speak, we got the Muslims and the Byzantines trying to make me convert right now. That's what the letter says, right? Mm-hmm. So homeboy goes back and explains to the Byzantine, "Hey, y'all got to convert this nigga to, Catholicism, Orthodox, because we ain't finna have no fake Jews up there in the mountains pretending to be us." And when he didn't want to convert to Orthodox, we took him out.
People over the years have doubted the historicity of the letter. There has a question of whether it's just the king and the royalty or the nobility that converted or everyone converted. We don't have any literature as such from the Khazars. However, in the past, say, 50.
I'm sure they used to, but what has happened, obviously, based on their history, right? They probably burned all the records, I would assume, because that's just what these people have done throughout time, no matter where they're at. When there's records that go contrary to whatever narrative that they want to push,
right,
they will burn the records.
50 years or so, more and more research has substantiated the letter from Yosef, some of the descriptions of the Khazar life and the Khazar history seem to be substantiated from other sources. Coins were found mentioning the name Moses. A letter was found in the Genizah, which might have some Khazar writing or Khazar names in it. And therefore, even though there are still people who doubt to this day that Khazars actually became Jewish, I would say that I follow those experts who say definitely there is a historical basis. Now, according to the Khazari, the conversion was in the year 740, the Common Era.
The Khazari is by this guy that they all love to talk about, right? This is Yehuda Halevi, or Yehuda ben Halevi. He's a white man. He's a convert, right? He writes a poem that says Jerusalem is in the hands of Christians because the real Jews, who was us, right? This is after we take back over Jerusalem at the time, because he's born around like the 1000s and stuff. So this is when we start moving back before they kick us back out again, right? So during the expulsion of the Jews and all that stuff. So we go back, a little bit of us, and small numbers and stuff. We're living amongst the white people now and stuff like that. So Yehuda makes a little poem that they call the Khazari, where he talks about how these people converted, and his people converted, and now Jerusalem is back in the hands of the Christians, and he's in Muslim chains because we start selling the fake Jews back and forth, right? That's how a lot of them end up out of Israel before 1948 and back in Germany and Poland and Russia, because they end up being sold back to who? The Danites, through that Danube Slavic slave trade. So they end up in Russia, Poland, Germany, Hungary, all that type of stuff, right? So that's how that happens. That's how they end up back over there after they're back in Israel a second time, right? It's because we kept bringing them back and forth through the slave trade that I talked to y'all about. Y'all could get more information on that through the Slavic slave trade video, or how Dan made the white people Slavs.
Most historians date it to the 9th century, the 800s. According to the Khazari, the Khazars were very successful physically, militarily. This Jewish kingdom, I think, is pretty well established now, despite the naysayers. I would just add that there are those who have tried to say that Ashkenazi Jewry is descended from the Khazars and therefore have no relationship to the biological people of Israel, no relation to the land of Israel. That theory, I don't think has anything to recommend it.
He didn't say it's fake. He said that theory is not recommended.
Right. Said that theory is not recommended.
He's Jewish. He didn't say it's fake theory. He said it's not recommended. Why? Because he knows that would take away any of their claims to anything that they have right now. But listen.
The Ashkenazi Jewry came from the West. They speak a German language, Yiddish. We have no real way of finding descendants of the Khazars today.
But he just told you that they come from the same place, and you speak the language that the King Joseph was found writing to Ibn Shaprut. The same way that Google did it a minute ago when I showed you guys, right? How they said the Ashkenazis are from the west part of, or whatever part of Europe that they're from, and then they name the specific places. And then you look up the Khazars, and it says that the people that think that the Khazars and Ashkenazi are related is a myth. But the Jews of Ashkenaz did definitely come from the same place that the Khazars come from, and they speak the same language. So how you going to say that and then say we have no way of proving who the Khazars are, but y'all speak the same language, and y'all are the only people that claim to be Jews, and they're the only nation state that was a nation state since the fall of Jerusalem in 70 AD. And when you guys got your chance to make a nation state again, you called it the same thing y'all called it back in the Caucasus, a nation state. That's what this is, right? Israeli nation state of Israel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. We could go on and on. There's
They
more
made it up. Yeah.
professors in this video, but I think y'all get the point. They lying. So, we've
Big
been on for
time.
almost 3 hours. I don't want to keep going with this. Y'all could go watch those videos on your own time. You know what I'm saying? If you want to connect the dots, I mentioned a lot of the history videos we did because they connect the dots, and we have them on the channel. So y'all go back and refer to those and watch them. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know the names of them, just go to the channel, click live, and then scroll down and see which ones you ain't watched yet and watch all of them. Okay. That's how you going to learn. We ain't make the videos for nothing. Not just mine, all of them. Right? So, that's really all I got, man. You know what I'm saying? Just remember that we as a people, right? There's a way that we're supposed to teach things that we're supposed to teach, right? History is important to the things that we're supposed to teach. If you don't know the history the way that you're supposed to know it, it's going to be hard for you to teach it the way it should be taught.
Right.
So there's things that you could put together and connect for people if you know what to say and where to get your information from. I try to make these classes to make it so that y'all have that information. Use the classes for that information. They on here for y'all. That's all I got.
All praises, all praises, all praises. Hey, that was the hey, that was some information, Cap. You brought out some things that kind of caught my ear and in my eyes that I hadn't seen before. So all praises for that.
Well, praise. And it's all verifiable. And it all came from their mouths, not mine.
Right. So hey, I hope everyone got something from this. If not, you can always come back and watch this again. You know what I'm saying? Get the information, you know what I'm saying? And not only just go with what Captain brings out, but also just like you said, you know, this is verifiable proof. You can look it up, do the research for yourself. We should be studying these things, right? Because we have to pass this information on to our people, right? To our children, to our loved ones. All praises for that. We gonna shut it down. It's almost 3 hours. I know it's already pretty much late. It's very cold where I am. Very, 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 very cold where I am.
Yeah, it's a big old snowstorm coming.
Yeah, we got
I
more
gotta
coming.
be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning for a bogus meeting. So
hey,
at work at 6 o'clock. Like at work in the meeting at 6 in the morning in the cold.
Yeah, that's
Not
wild.
in the morning, up at 6. No.
Right. At 6.
The job,
Gotta be there, yeah.
With my tea in my hand at 6. Who the hell does that? But okay.
Hey, I've been there, done that. But all praises for that. Let's see. I was trying to see if anyone came in the room later on. I was gonna give a shout out to. I didn't see really anyone else. Maybe, well, there was a few people that just kind of popped in. I think they just jumped back out. But just to remind everyone again, Anointed House of Saints, we will be having our Feast of Passover 2025. It will be taking place in Atlanta, Georgia. This will be during the weekend of April 11th. So that'll be the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. Any brother or sister with a congregation want to attend, please hit our website and sign up to reserve your seats. All right. Any brothers who are wanting to put their brick in with the Anointed House of Saints, you can do so by sending us your interest in an email at anointedhos@gmail.com. In the subject line, make sure you put prospect phase, letting us know that you'd like to be a part of the prospect phase, and we'll let you know when that next phase is going to start.
Hey, some of our prospects went over some things that we learned in the class. So y'all get some lessons, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to join, you'll learn how to learn some stuff and teach some stuff. So
right.
Yeah.
Count all praises for that. I don't think we have anything else other than we're gonna go ahead and get this Daniel 7 and 18, and then we're gonna let y'all go. All right. let me get to the book of Daniel, because we say this should be for every class, right? Book of Daniel, chapter 7. And we're coming from the verse 18. And it reads, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. All praises by Hashem and Mashiach Yahweh Shai. All praises for that." Hey, I want everybody to remember that we come on every week. We have our Milk Monday. We have our Torah portion Thursday. We have our Friday night, sometimes our Friday night focus, followed with possible Bible study. I don't know if we're changing that. We haven't changed it yet. So Friday night congregation, be looking out for Friday night Bible study, at least for this week. It might change going forward, but for this week, we definitely got Friday night Bible study, and also a possible Friday night focus class. Also, then we end that, we start our Shabbat with Captain Aharam with Sabbath Morning Brew. All right. So I hope everyone is able to continue throughout the week. Hey, I'm going to be praying for everyone, for everyone's family, for everyone's loved ones. Let's pray for each other. Let's keep each other in mind, all right? And let's hope to see you again on another Milk Monday. I'm Officer Knock. And
hey, shalom, Captain, all the aristocrat.
Thanks
sick.
again.
How about that?
And thanks again for being here. We'll see you on next Monday. Shalom, family.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music.